Well, it didn't get pushed. Why didn't it get pushed? I saw it get pushed. Stupid. You know, just once, I would like for things to work like they're supposed to. Let's see, where's it at? I'm going to go all the way. Because I see Spirit redeemed the first. So we can't do anything until that has been handled appropriately. Come over here, mod view. It's all right. We got this. We got this. It's fine. It's fine. Where's Q? Wow, we're going to have to call it back down here. Spirit, are you still floating around out there, buddy? This is not going to show me anything. In Mark's Minds, welcome in. Molten Tide, welcome in. You know what? I'm just going to reset that, and then whoever gets to it first gets to it first. Unfortunately, there is no way for me to repeat it. So there we go. Let's see. Where did it go? Why do I always have to look for this stuff? I do. I spend so much time trying to make certain that everything works right, and then it just breaks, and it's just so rude. So rude. No. There. All right. Whoever can get to it first, there you go. Push the button. If you want it. If you don't want it, I'm going to turn it back off again. Let's see. 3, 2, 1, and where's it at? Why did I really just... There we go. It's like everybody's going, I got it. It's not firing. Why is it not firing? Why are you misbehaving, you stupid thing? I give up. Everyone's first. There you go. Well, everybody's first. I swear to I haven't. We're not. It is unpaused. It is active. It is just not reading it. All right. You know what? Hang it. We're going to move on. Sorry. Sorry. It didn't work. I don't know why it didn't work. It didn't work. I'm concerned that the other redeems on here may not work. So I'm going to test that real quick, make certain. Yeah, no, that one didn't work. Okay, so what the problem is it's with the freaking application. Hang on. We're just going to restart it. There's the problem, which means that we're going to get... I got to make certain to remember to turn off the startup music, because otherwise it's going to want to play again, and that's going to be a mess. This is the reason why I've been rewriting this thing. But meanwhile, while all this is going on... Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, and welcome. It is Talk Tuesday, if not a little bit of a broken one. We're having a little bit of technical difficulties, but that's okay. We're going to get right on through this. We don't want to hold you fantastic folks up for what is going to be an absolute epic evening. We have quite a fantastic guest lineup for you this evening. That is right. We have tonight's special guest. Tonight's special guest is a streaming pair. They've been hard on the shiny grind and yet still making time to hang with us. Wow, fantastic, right? He's real and she's imaginary, but the trouble they get into is always exemplary. From battling to survival with a dash of chanting secrets, this fabulous duo will keep you on the edge of your seats and coming back for more. I guarantee it. Get in early enough to catch the pre-flight checklist and stay late to rewatch all the antics. This is a must-see, definite, don't-miss content. Jump on in and start a dance party or battle with an evil boss. Like Team Rockets, these pair will have you blasting off again and again and again. Presenting tonight's very special guest, the incomparable, the incomprehensible, and astoundingly amazing Sean Deveron and his imaginary friend Tiff. Are you two ready? Welcome to Talk Tuesday.
Oh, yeah.
Hello.
Yep, we're here. Hello, Claudia. Welcome in. Hey, Red. Welcome in. Okay. I think maybe things are working sort of. Like half the buttons aren't going to pay attention to it, but I want to make certain we're at least getting the interview stuff working. Like that's the important bit. If that's not working, then we're okay, that's working. Okay, we're ready. We're good. We didn't get the first, but that's okay. You know, sometimes software just be buggy like that.
It do be like that.
It really do. It really do. So, welcome to Talk Tuesday. Before we kick over to the main screen and get started here on Talk Tuesday, here's what's going to happen, right? The questions are going to come in fast and furious. We're going to handle them all with grace. We may send Tiff out for pizza midway through. I don't know. Is that? You can just like
that's what I heard.
Poof over and back, right? And like that's easy for you, Tiff.
Oh, yeah. Just teleportations for us imaginary friends is already a give me.
Well, I just assume, you'd pull the hole out your pocket, stick your hand in there and be like, yeah, I got the pizza right here. There you go.
I can only do that once a day.
Pocket pizza doesn't sound safe to me.
Prude.
But yeah, so the questions are going to come in. I'll ask, you guys answer. Don't even worry about trying to keep up with chat as it flies by, because that's what I've got. I've got a little, at least that program works, right? So I got a little program that sits off to the side that captures all the questions that come in, so you don't have to worry about trying to keep up with them. If anybody asks any kind of really weird or strange or questions that are just like really inappropriate, then I will likely make fun of them, or I will just skip them entirely. Which is another reason why we tell you not to. And Zoda, please don't ask. Again, credit card number 12345. Learn it already. Jeez.
That's the same code I use on my briefcase.
Right? Exactly. I know. It's just shocking. I used that for the airlock combination last week. Oh, I wonder if that's why Steve never got back in. I gotta. Sorry, Steve. But so, like I tell everybody, if I ask a question that I don't see anything wrong with it, but you guys do find and take an issue with it for whatever reason, you don't want to answer it, feel free to just say no. We'll skip the question. We'll move on. It's all right. You don't have to answer every question.
What if I make up an answer?
You can do that.
Thought that's what we were doing here.
What that
well,
only
everything you about you is imaginary.
I feel insulted if it wasn't true.
Anyways, right? So that's kind of the game plan, the rules of the roads. We're going to dive right on in here. Are you two ready for this?
Let's do this.
If so, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Here we are, Talk Tuesday. Exclamation puzzle in chat will get you a link to the puzzle that you see up on the screen. You're welcome to dive in, start filling these things out. Even you, Sean and Tiff, you are welcome to also cash in on that and get in there. And that's right. Like to have something for people to do, right? It makes it easier. Makes it more engaging. Gives you a reason to come in here and be like, ooh, puzzles. Yo, Spirit. Thank you for the 2-month resub. Welcome in. All right. So normally for these things, we start out with we have a couple of gimme questions, right? We're going to start out with the easier, I suspect, of the 2 gimme questions for you. And then we'll move on to what may be a little harder one, or the one that likely to have a more interesting backstory to it. It's just that's what we're here for. So what got you, what made you to decide to push the button and stick your head on stream and start doing the streamer things? Like, what was the impetus for that?
Tiffany.
What?
So
short answer, right?
Short answer is Tiffany. Moving on. I'm a huge nerd. I love technology. So I have purchased all of streaming equipment before I was a streamer, like years in advance, because that's what kind of nerd I am. And I've been helping some of my friends out with their stream. and we were playing Tribes of Midgard. And while we were playing that, I was like, "Wow, this is such a nice, easy, streamable game that I don't have to pay attention to it. I can look at chat and interact with people, but there's enough to do to keep me interested." And so I was asking Tiff, I was like, "Hey, do you want to stream us do a run through of this game? We have the technology, we might as well use it."
We have the power. You sound like you're describing the build up for the $6 Million Man.
Yeah. I mean,
so just on a whim, there was no other. Just hey, we could do this game. It's easy. So okay, so you've been helping your friends get started in streaming, like.
oh yeah. Yeah,
One friend,
I
two
will
friend, a half a
randomly
dozen
find new
friends.
technology. I have ADHD, so I'm basically like a toddler who found a cool rock. And like I gotta show it off to everybody, so I'll find technology. Like I just did a proof of concept for my one friend for a VTuber, so that I'm trying to convince him to create a VTuber. So I hand sketched out a little VTuber for him, and I set it all up and was testing it. I was like, "Look at this cool thing we can do!" So
With that ADHD, though, Sean was reaching out to a friend of his when he decided he wanted to start doing the Tribes of Midgard to see if he could do like the artwork and stuff for it. And the guy's like, yes, but not for a month or so. And Sean's like, oh, okay. And I'm like, are you really going to wait a month to start streaming? And he's like, no.
So then I was like, all right, I'm a pretty crappy artist. I could draw placements and stuff, and we'll swap it out for better artists when we get through. And then I kind of liked what I was drawing because it's crappy art, but it's good crappy art. And I was like, "Hey Tiff, I have an idea. Remember in college when everybody thought you were my imaginary friend and weren't real?" She was like, "Yeah." I was like, "What if I drew a sketch of you and we played off the imaginary Tiff gimmick?" And we thought that was a great idea. So that's how Imaginary Tiff was born.
So the birth of Imaginary Tiff, and I imagine that Sean Deveron is your real name then?
Sure, we'll go with that.
Well, I don't know.
I also didn't give out my middle name.
It sounded close.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to dox you or anything. No, don't get me wrong. It just the name sounds like a real name. It's like it's not like my name or.
Does.
It has definitely gotten me in trouble. There's people in real life that I know in real life that think that's my real last name. My real last name is actually out there. If you go on my About Me page and you hunt hard enough, you will easily find my picture and my name and everything, because I'm fairly involved in my community here, and I work with a lot of charities and organizations, so I'm out
that's
there.
Fantastic. Right? That is fantastic. I again, not trying to be overly. I just the name. That's usually the second question I ask, which is where does the name come from? And by all means, I'd still like to know. But I have a sneaky suspicion based on pre-show conversations that Sean is your real name. Now the Deveron, I love the fact that it rhymes. Don't get me wrong. I absolutely adore the fact that the name rhymes. It rolls right off the tongue, really nice and easy. It's fun to say. I'm like, okay, that's probably not your real last name. The front name, okay, totally get that. Wouldn't be the first person I've seen who've done a name like that first. But definitely fun to say.
How I created the last name is not as interesting as a side effect of the last name that has come up. I wound up creating that last name. When the internet was new and AIM was a thing and ICQ and the deep magic was being written. There was online forums for role-playing games, and there was a Star Trek role-playing game forum, and so my parents were always like, "Don't tell the people on the internet who you are." So I knew I was never going to respond to anybody who didn't call me by my first name, because I have the attention of a ferret on a double espresso. So unless you're going to say Sean, I'm not going to pay attention. But I figured for the last name, I made something up. I threw letters at the wall, and I just started pronouncing things, and I came up with Deveron, and I went with it, and Deveron's kind of been the name ever since. But the interesting side effect of that is that there is actually a Deveron family in Europe, and they are fantastically wealthy, and I have somehow gotten into their family chats and emails. I have asked them.
No.
I started getting emails like, I know about the aunts and the cousins and the grandparents, and I kept sending them emails being like, hey, I don't know why I'm on this list. I'm sorry. Like, you added me. I'm not part of this. And they kept going, oh, okay, we'll remove you. And then somehow I kept getting added back on, and eventually I just gave up. And they have a family reunion every autumn in like Paris, in like one of the chateaus in a vineyard in Paris. And I'm like, one of these years, I'm gonna get up the courage and I'm gonna go and I'm gonna be the American cousin. It's not like I don't know everything about this family now.
Oh God, that'd be fantastic. It's
Yeah,
like, yeah,
I
you guys sent me invitations. What did you expect me not to come?
exactly. I'd be like, oh, and what side of the family you're on? Oh, I'm on Bertha's side. I'm a distant relative.
Well, if you've gotten enough of the mails and whatnot, yeah, I suppose you could put a convincing backstory enough together for that. Be like, yeah, I am Aunt Gertrude's kid.
We went to America. We decided not to come back. It's been a while. I'm the long lost cousin. It's a lot of people in the puzzle.
Yeah, that's not unusual.
I'm not distracted at all by.
Why do I feel like Tiff, the imaginary friend, just down there like I want pieces. Give me pieces. Just go.
She's probably eating chips out there too. I have to be all proper on camera. She can be doing whatever she wants behind the scenes.
Choices. You made your choices.
Oh, it's fantastic. At least your imaginary friend gives as good as they get.
We do have pretty good banter during our streams.
But I find that having good banter with somebody, and especially in a stream setting, works out really well, right? Like that kind of helps keep attention, drives focus. Like I've seen a lot of different streamers who don't have a good patter, a good banter. And sometimes if you don't have like a regular talking pattern, it's good to have a partner on there so that you have somebody that you can go back and forth with. Because at least then it's there's reasons that things keep moving, right? There's stuff that because you kind of have to keep talking, otherwise you end up as one of these like really silent streams, and people don't really stick around a whole lot for those. Like that's been my experience, anyways.
I agree.
If you're not making a bunch of noise, then they're not going to stick around for that.
Yeah, I feel like Tiff and I are pretty lucky. We've been friends since kindergarten, so like we've actually known each other for the majority of our lives. So banter comes pretty easily.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Once Sean's your friend, he's like a barnacle.
That is the common theme amongst my friends.
He's a barnacle, huh? So the only way to remove him is with a screwdriver?
Basically. And I hear people frown on impalement mostly.
Usually. Unless it's for piercings and tattoos, then it's fine.
Is it though? Is it? I don't know.
Yeah.
Barnacle
besties. Shell is actually one of our other friends that we've known since elementary school as well. So the three of us have a long history.
Oh, that is fantastic. But yes, but having a long history with good friends absolutely goes a long way to pay huge dividends. It works out well especially for like starting a channel of your own too, right?
True.
They say for
Very
sure.
true.
Wait, I am confused by this commentary there, Squirrel. Oh, that he's not part of the Devrons?
For sure he's not. Not a barnacle?
No, me and Squirrel were in chat talking about your great backstory about Aunt Gertrude's husband's estranged sister's kid.
That's fair.
I am your Aunt Gertrude's brothers, sisters, mothers, uncles, nieces, nephews, second cousin, third removed, next door neighbor.
What does that make us?
Nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
It's fine. It's fine. It's what we live for around here, right?
Mm-hmm. Going back to your point, I do agree having a good network of friends definitely helps, especially with the stream startup. We were very lucky when we started streaming.
Okay.
I had a goal. We wanted to hit 50. It was originally going to be 50 followers by my birthday so that we can make affiliate by my birthday, which is in 2 days. I rallied all of our friends. Tiffany rallied her friends. I rallied my friends. Our friends rallied their friends. And in 8 days, we had actually made affiliate from the moment we actually started streaming, because we had gathered enough people. There was enough interest. People were watching us for that first week that after that 8th day, we had gotten that recognition letter from Twitch saying congratulations, which was a really good feeling to be like, okay, we're gonna hit this goal in like 6 months, and then you hit it in a week instead.
John's great at networking.
I like to network. It's what I do. Hi, Swifty.
Well, yeah.
Actually, Swifty networked with me. I can't take credit for that one.
You're telling me about the networking stuff, right? Because let's face facts. I am the digital engineer, and that's networking is. I fully am in there with the networking. Why is none of those coming through? All right, so that one came through, but nothing else is coming through. I freaking hate this thing. That's all right. That's all right. So one of your first questions off the hilt here is from Drinkabell. They would like to know, what is your favorite flightless bird? And I can tell you there is a right answer to this.
I don't know if it's flightless or not, but I could tell you my favorite bird. What's your favorite flightless bird?
Penguin. No other answer is acceptable.
I don't know if it's flightless, but my favorite bird is the blue-footed booby.
I don't think that's flightless, Sean.
I don't think it's flightless either. I'm pretty sure they fly, but
they fly. They definitely fly.
I worked at a hospital, and we had plaques. Every room was dedicated by a donor, so there were plaques, and they had chosen local birds for these plaques. And I had not secretly moved into a room that was not mine, and so I had to cover up the plaque, but I wanted it to fit the theme, so I had actually printed out and made a blue-footed booby plaque to go over the wall sign, so that way it said IT guy instead of what it said previously. Swifty says Tiff wins, by the way.
Yes.
I 100% win.
Yep. Tiff got the correct bird. I happen to know because Drinkabell is our fellow contestant, guest. Yes, we'll go with guest. A fellow guest here on Talk Tuesday, and Drinkabell is their mascot is the penguin. So.
Aww. Oh, I see the penguin icon. It's cute. Or the emote. Sorry, I'm old. The emote. What do we call them now? Emojis, emoticons, emotes?
Emotes. It's not to be confused with the emotes that we had when we were younger. Not the same animal.
Also fair. Penguin would have been the correct answer.
Yes, that is the answer that was given, was the penguin. Except for, Sean, who missed the flightless.
Who totally didn't even answer the question.
Right? Come on, that's how I survive on A for effort. Like, at least give me a C.
Wait a minute, you wanted an A for an effort, but you're going to settle for a C? Boy, that deserves a solid D at that point.
Aww.
That was the way my teachers used to grade, right? You want
What was that?
grade? Tell me why. There was one of my English teachers. They gave us a paper. We had to write a paper. I did absolutely poorly on the paper. And then rather than grading everybody's paper, she made us all write another paper explaining why we should get whatever grade that we should get. And if we were convincing enough, that would be the grade we were going to get. So I got a C.
Essay. That's clever.
I got a C because that's what I asked for. And teacher was like, you could ask for an A. I saw your other paper. I wouldn't have given you the C on that one. but I'd have given you the A for persuasion.
I once wrote a paper in a senior class in high school, and the entire 7-page paper was a single sentence. And I know this because when I got it back, they had circled the very first word in the paper and then underlined everything until the very end and put an X over the period and then wrote a comment saying that was one sentence. That was not my proudest moment, but it was a good story. Luckily, I
Punctuation
wasn't
was
being great
correct.
on grammars. Oh, I got a B on that.
Oof. That would have required a serious breath of lungs in order to read that entire thing in one sitting. Then
There was commas. You could pause.
commas do not a sentence make.
I learned that day.
So you guys have been doing a number of streams over the last month or so. I've been watching you guys been doing a lot of Pokemon.
Yes.
Was there a special reason for that? Was there a goal or something you had in mind for that?
We actually just finished Pokemon. There were 3 Twitch goals that we wanted to hit in July. 25 hours in a 30-day period, 40 hours in a 30-day period, and 25 days in a 30-day period. And we looked at our calendars and we agreed that July was a good one to do. And I said, why don't we dip our toes into the Pokemon community and see if we can rally any interest from the Pokemon community, which I think we sort of did in a roundabout way. But we
Little bit.
we streamed Pokemon almost every day in July. I think there were a couple days where I was like, I can't do it, guys. I need a cozy stream. But we went from start to finish in July, including the Elite Four, but not after the Elite Four. Once the Elite Four is done, I call that a win.
I see. Hello, Danny. Welcome in. A true computer
Hey,
programmer.
Merlin.
Aha, must be talking to you. I was
Yes.
confused. Why is that? Windows PowerShell. It sucks.
Windows PowerShell does indeed suck.
Well, I just needed a quick looper to just watch a file that I was writing to. And because the other program that's supposed to be writing to the file isn't writing to the file.
Oh, no.
So I use Firebot as my sidecar software. It handles all of my redeems, a lot of the music stuff that happens, a lot of all the bells and whistles and everything else. The problem is Firebot is written on Node.js, entirely written on Node.js, including the web browser, the web service layer that they use in order to do the browser overlays that exist on your OBS scenes, right? If you ever tried to use Node.js as a server-side software,
Sort
rendering
of.
its own.
I
it's not
used it
pleasant.
to write a
Words?
Discord bot.
It's not pleasant. It doesn't do it very well.
My
That was my
software
experience.
is John.
Yeah, I agree. It was not pleasant.
I still use it, but I'm actually in the process of rewriting it. So I've got a new one that I'm building that's going to replace this because I need something that actually has some real programming underneath the and a real programming interface.
More power.
Well, it's not so much more. Excuse me. It's not so much more power. It's just that there are better programming languages than a scripting language to do that with, and a compiled binary runs better because it can actually run inside of memory. And because it's a compiled binary and not a scripting language, which depends on another program entirely in order to render and run it, it saves you on resources. Unlimited power, right? Right, worse. So in this case, I am rebasing the entire thing on Golang, since that's my major forte. I've been a Golang developer for the last 10, 12 years now.
Nice.
So I've built a low profile web server, and then I am doing all of the rest of the stuff that makes Firebot do all the things that Firebot does through Golang and through that web server layer. And Firebot uses like a couple hundred megs of resources on my computer. My replacement one is a couple hundred kilobytes, so it's
nice.
much smaller. Yo, Dewey. Welcome in. Hi, Danny. Welcome in. But yeah, so that's been my big project as of lately, and it's for reasons like this. Most of the times when Firebot wants to work, it works great, and then when it just hoses over, it doesn't matter how many times I kick it and restart it and everything else, it just will never come back. And so I just kind of like, okay, well, we'll just struggle bus right on through it, and it'll be fine. It'll be fine. It's okay. We're good. But you know how that goes.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
All right, Tiff, how much
Usually
of this puzzle are you going to get done?
Our alerts aren't working. Moving on.
I'm looking over there, and there's only one other person that's been putting together a bunch of pieces, and that is, I am assuming that is the Tiff hand that is floating around out there grabbing puzzle pieces. Like, yes.
Yes.
We have found Tiffany's Achilles heel. Well, next time. Hey, Nicole, welcome in. You're fine. You can carry your pieces wherever you want to carry them to. It is just fine. But so how has been your toe dipping into the Pokemon community?
Anxiety ridden. In a word. We decided to do a Nuzlocke because I thought it would be more interesting, and it certainly was. If interesting is terrible, but we got through it. Everything's fine. We were only mildly scarred, but
we're still here.
Yeah. I only lost a couple Pokemon. Got very sad about it.
Okay, so I've heard of Nuzlocks. I'm gonna get you to explain the Nuzlocks to me because I have no frame of reference for this.
Sure.
Like zero.
So in the Pokemon video games, you catch the creatures and you make them fight, and then they faint. And then typically when they faint, you just go to a Pokemon Center and revive them, heal them up, and then you can keep going. A Nuzlocke was designed, because Pokemon is a children's game, Nuzlocke was designed to make it harder so that it was more entertaining for older groups. And the three very basic rules of a Nuzlocke are: you can only catch the first Pokemon you encounter per route, because the game is divided into cities and routes and whatnot, or towns and routes. So you're only allowed the very first Pokemon you encounter. If you miss it, you do not get it. If you kill it, you do not get it. You have to catch it. Once it is caught, you have to give it a nickname so that you bond with it, so that you care about it. And then when it inevitably faints, you have to release it back into the wild because it is dead. And so those are the three basic rules of a Nuzlocke that you have to follow. There's definitely a lot of add-on rules for Nuzlocks, like people have, you can't go over certain levels, or that you have to do certain things. But since this was our first
materials,
since this was our first Nuzlocke, we decided to go easy and just stick to those three basic ones. And then we added in some homebrews because our favorite Pokemon were both in the game, so we gave each other a hall pass so we could collect our favorite Pokemon, which did make it into our teams.
Right. Who lost their favorite Pokemon first?
I don't think either of us lost our favorite Pokemon, actually.
No,
I refuse to let mine die.
Yeah, you didn't give it any chance to even be risked in anything.
Yeah, I trained him up really well, and then I was like, you don't get to fight the big fights. You stay in the ball. It's safe in the ball.
I did lose the Nuzlocke, though, on our first gym, so I just ended up playing along with Sean, but not doing a full Nuzlocke after that.
Yeah, it was hard because we both liked the grass Pokemon, which is, I think, arguably the weakest of the starters. But Tiffany wanted the grass Pokemon, so I chose the easiest then. I chose the fire Pokemon, which gave me a serious advantage in the game.
Right.
But yeah, the first two gyms are grass and bug, which are not great for a grass starter. And so I was like, well, I don't want you to like have to restart now or like, just tag along on the game. So why don't you keep playing as is, and I'll be the one that follows the Nuzlocke for stream.
And then we still did some battles against each other that Sean got salty about.
Oh yeah, very salty.
Did somebody lose?
A lot, not even a little. Like we were at like 6-2 at one point, and I'm like, all right, we're done. You're not even playing the same game.
And that is fair because he was more limited on because he was losing some of his Pokemon as he played. I will say you did fairly well not losing too many, but
except for
some
right
did.
in the like pseudo beginning middle portion of it where I was I lost a Pokemon every stream.
Yeah, but I think
4 losses until the very last stream, and then I had another 2 losses.
There you go. Okay, Carmine2361 would like to know, what is your favorite snack?
Tiffany?
Favorite snack is probably movie theater popcorn.
Oh,
specifically from the movie theater.
Snacks. Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I don't particularly have a favorite snack in general. However,
heresy. That's it. Nope.
I know.
You do have a favorite torment.
I have a favorite torment.
Yeah.
What was my favorite torment?
The popcorn with the truffle oil.
Oh yeah. So so the popcorn story is that I at the building that I was working with, one of the doctors was making popcorn, and I was like, "Are you eating popcorn?" She's like, "Yeah, you want some?" I was like, "No, I only like popcorn when I'm drunk." And she's like, "Okay, so if I'm ever driving down Main Street and I see you eating popcorn," I was like, "I need a ride home. Please give me a ride home." So I do like popcorn when I'm drinking, and I like truffle Parmesan popcorn. But when I'm not drinking, I don't really have a favorite snack in general.
Right. So drunk Sean equals popcorn. Got it.
Yes, absolutely. If you see me eating popcorn, you know now. I need a ride.
Oh, I don't know if I necessarily going to give you a ride. Maybe just pull up alongside it and just watch. There's bound to be something interesting happen, right?
You're just gonna see me.
You're walking down the street eating popcorn, talking to Tiff. Hey, Tiff.
Just see this piece flying across the puzzle every now and then.
Well, if it was Zoda would be taking the piece and just like running off with it. Some people just depends on what they like to do for their, like, I like to get the edges, and once I get the edges, I'm kind of like I'm done. That was my major accomplishment. The edges are together.
I can't be trusted to talk and play a puzzle at the same time. I'll watch y'all do the puzzle. I just can't be trusted to do it myself right now.
Well, I just have to keep the mouse moving so the screen doesn't go to sleep. So
that's fair.
All right. Swift Squirrel would like to know, have you gotten an update on the puppies? And if so, how are they doing?
They are doing.
And then while you're answering that, you have to tell us about the said puppies, because I have no context behind this particular question. So,
yes.
Dish.
We were calling it the dog saga. What was it, 4 weekends ago at this point?
When it was
the weekend right after the 4th. Yeah, the weekend right after the 4th. I got woken up by Tiff going, "Sean, there's dogs on our porch." And I'm like, "What do you mean there's dogs on the porch?" So I got up and I went downstairs, and sure enough, there were 2 adorable looking, possibly vicious pit bull / bulldogs on the front porch. And so it was very hot. It was like 90 degrees humidity and it was 90 degrees and 90% humidity. So they looked like they needed water. So I had gotten some water. I cracked the door open and stuck my hand so that they could sniff my hand and see how they were. And then I opened it. They were fine. They were absolutely cool. They were sniffing. They didn't bite or anything.
Yeah.
So I opened a little more to put the water out, and they tried to get into the house. Like they thought my house was their house. And
we're
so
coming in now.
yeah, exactly. And I was like, well, all right, I can't leave them outside because of the weather, but I also can't have them in the house because I don't know who these dogs are. So I went through the garage and I had trapped them in the garage. That like went out, opened the garage door. They ran in. I shut the garage door. They were adorable. Like I got back out again, and we were trying to check with the neighbors. Turns out that they were dumped. After I had done like a week's worth of research trying to find if anybody had found these dogs. No collars, no tags, no chips, and nobody was looking on Facebook. Nobody had called I called it all the local vets, all the local shelters, all the local agencies. Nobody was looking for them. So we kind of came to the conclusion they were dumped. And unfortunately, in the great state of Pennsylvania, every single shelter is currently above capacity. Like they are over full, and there's a wait list on top of that. So nobody was able to take these dogs. So I had them for about 2, maybe 3 weeks. And they were such good dogs. They were so lovable. One of them had puppy energy and would jump all over you. The other one was just a good boy. He just had good boy energy. And when they were together, I didn't have them on a leash. I just kind of let them out into the yard because I figured what's the worst that's going to happen? They were kind of already that way anyways. And they didn't leave. If I walked around the side of the house, they'd come looking for me. And then when we were done in the yard, they both go back into the garage. I had borrowed some crates, and they would go in the crates by themselves. Like they were definitely crate trained. And they were just good dogs. So I, through a friend of a friend, found an agency that fosters, and they were actively working to get fosters. Penelope, the female, had been fostered rather quickly because she was a puppy, and everybody wants puppies. Samson, the male, was a little bit older, not old, but older, and so it took him an extra week to get fostered. But we did find a foster for him. They wanted to do a meet and greet because they had kids. And I don't have kids, so I had no idea how he was going to be with the kids. And so we did the meet and greet, and the kids were all over him. They were playing with his jowls, and they were like in his face. And he just absolutely loved every second of this. He was all about his tail was wagging. He was rolling over. He was looking at everybody all lovey. And so the meet and greet went really well. And so they came the next day and they had collected them. I just got texts from the agency last week with photos from him at the house. And they had said that things are going great. Everybody is in love. And he wants to be where the people are. So whatever room everybody is in, he is in there, he is sleeping, and he is snoring. And that means he's happy. So it was definitely a happy ending for the puppies.
Oh, that's fantastic. That's what you like to see.
They were very cute. I would 100% do that again for them in the same scenario. Like, it was a lot of effort and it was an emotional trek, but they're such good dogs.
Yeah, now that we know it turned out okay, it's good, yeah, but at the time it was stressful.
Maybe we would do something different.
Right. Well, but I mean, you're doing something new, right? Anytime you do something new, it's going to be stressful.
Yes.
That's kind of how that works. But I mean, it's a fantastic story, and they turned out well, right? Everything turned out perfectly fine.
They did. I still I haven't had a moment to clean out the garage because every time they shook their head, there's just lines of slobber everywhere in the garage right now. So I need to take a day and go in with the power hose and just hose down all of the remnants of their stay. But other than that, they were perfectly fine. They were house trained, potty broken, crate trained. They picked up. I was teaching them commands because I was bored and they were cute. And within a week, they had both picked up sit and to me. So
there you go. Well, that just means that they're easy to train, which is good. It also means that they're very intelligent dogs. Welcome in Bates, our guest from last week. And I see a Salty Snacks out there, a Crimson Assassin. Welcome in, you lovelies. Love to see it. Nicole would like to know who is your favorite Pokemon. That's the real question. And so would Grandma
My
Nanny
favorite
would like to know
Pokemon
what's
is
your favorite
Dragonite.
Pokemon. I see a lot of questions.
My favorite
for
one is
favorite
Dragonite.
Pokemon.
I just love the dragons. Tiffany?
Eevee is my favorite. I love the
Evolutions.
Yeah, I just love that she can be anything, and it's just all up to what you need, and she's so versatile and adorable.
She can be anything
Please
she
tell me
wants
you
to.
have
It's just
not
how
read
she's
the
feeling.
copy pasta on the Eevee.
And
That
I will
sounds like-
not.
That
Thank
sounds
you.
like that's going to ruin Eevee.
You have no idea.
Don't ruin sweet, lovable Eevee. She's got such potential. She can be anything she wants. She's a self-made woman.
Just stop. I'm going to stop you right there. Stop.
Apparently, you're leaning into something, John, and I would I'll just steer us
Just stop.
away from there.
I'll have to read copy pasta on Eevee.
Okay, I say this because there's a friend of ours that's in it's in the Discord and hangs out. Anybody who's been around here enough knows of a Curious Bookworm. Fantastic individual. He had a redeem on his channel where he would read the copy pasta, the entire length and breadth of it. He would read the whole thing, and after the first time I heard it, I'm like, I couldn't possibly have heard that right. And the second time I heard that, I'm like, oh God, no, I really did hear that exactly the way it was. And then after, like, there was never a third time because it's just cringe every time I think about it. And no, if you haven't read it, don't. I'm telling you right now, do it. It's
I'm going to
bad.
be blocking that on our router just in case.
It's fine. It's fine. Zodicus would like to know why you chose the Nuzlocke challenge.
In hindsight, because I'm an idiot. In the moment, I thought it would be an interesting way of doing the Pokemon game, since the game had been out for a while, and Nuzlocke challenges are fairly popular on stream, and it does make the game more interesting. I had already played it. But yeah, hindsight being what it is, it was definitely because I was an idiot and none of those other things.
Here you go, Tiff. One for you from the audience. They would like to know what is Imaginary Tiff's CC number. I
see. Well, as an imaginary citizen, I actually don't have one of those. They don't exist in the imaginary world.
Tough break there, Zodicus.
What you don't know is that Imaginary Tiff has a vault like Scrooge McDuck, just filled with all the imaginary coin.
Who's to say it's not mine?
Do you regularly go swimming in it? Like, do you like full gainer into there, half gainer? Like, what kind of money strokes do you do?
Well, you see, much like Scrooge McDuck, I can totally just dive right into solid mass without suffering any sort of injury. So, who wouldn't swim in money if they couldn't?
Right. I'm just, if you can back gainer into one of those things, then like, there you go.
Leave your spine intact.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. I'm certain. There's a duck that does it. Why can't Tiff? Right?
Exactly.
Fair.
I feel like
make a button for it.
I feel like Com really has gone off to go read the copy pasta, and right about now he's probably found it, reading it, and just dying of laughter, especially with your follow-up commentaries behind that one. Without even knowing. Oh yeah. Like, I feel like that's the thing that is currently happening. Defcon 01 would like to know, are you a sweet or a salty snack prefer? Sean?
Sweet. No, salty. Sorry. I prefer salty. If I do the snacks, it's usually pretzels, chips, or popcorn.
Pretzels, chips, or popcorn? What kind of chips?
I usually go I like truffle popcorn, and my favorite potato chip was those truffle chips that they used to put out. I think it was Lay's when they were doing all those weird flavors like ketchup and pickles. And so I like the truffle. I actually, after they stopped selling them locally, I bought like 6 bags off Amazon and just stockpiled them in the basement.
Wow.
Is that where they came from?
That's where those came from.
Just gonna make certain that you've got them right. You know, you don't want to run out anytime soon. Am I catching? Is that what you're saying? Is that what you're
Certainly don't check Narnia.
Oh, geez. Okay.
Yeah, but you have to go through the wardrobe to get there. I mean, it's just such a
fair.
pain in the neck.
We,
Last time
actually,
I tried going, I left a dent on my forehead because the back wall didn't move in time.
Narnia is our nickname for the downstairs closet because it just kind of goes on for a while. Even to finding out the deep lore at night.
Sometimes I don't look too deeply into it. It's just better for everybody.
So Tiff, as his imaginary friend, do you find yourself keeping him out of trouble more or pushing him into trouble? Like, are you the angel on his shoulder or the demon on his shoulder?
Oh, it really depends on the day. I have been called the voice of anti-reason from time to time. But I also feel like I have to be the one who talks him out of things when he gets super excited.
Accurate.
Fair. That sounds about accurate. Yeah. Do you have a preference though? Like if
Oh, I
given
mean
your
chaos
druthers-
always, but I don't get to do it nearly as much as the other way. Only one of us can go full chaos at a time, otherwise the house would fall apart.
Too much chaos. There's only room for one.
Oh, that's a shame. So how often do you get to go full chaotic then, Tiff?
I say probably once or twice a year.
Oh,
I feel like you were probably more
that's
chaotic in
unfortunate.
Pokemon, and I was more chaotic in Tribes of Midgard because I would Leroy Jenkins into those arenas
Oh my! Yeah, and you died
every
so
time
often.
without fail.
Now that's a throwback statement, if ever I heard one. Leroy Jenkins. Yeah, I actually knew the guy and talked to him.
Really?
Yeah, he played on my server. Mhm.
Wow.
He never
How did
lived
he
that
feel
down.
about being an internet sensation?
He hated it.
I believe that.
He's like, never again. Never again.
I guess he had to answer the "Would you rather be famous or rich?" question,
Oh.
and unfortunately, he got famous. Nori Jenkins.
Yeah, no. I tend to look before I leap more often than not. I don't, especially since back in those days I played what they call a tank. So I was a frontliner, and so it was always important to know what I was getting into, because if the tank drops, then the rest of the group goes. Oh, that was interesting.
Yeah.
Somebody's got to bleed.
I think she walked away too.
Hmm?
Oh no, you're still there. All right.
Your
Your audio was bleeding.
Oh, sorry about that.
It was fine until I started hearing my own voice in my ears. I'm like, oh, that's disconcerting.
It was fine until I started hearing your voice and seeing her mouth move. That was also disconcerting.
I was just possessed for a second there. Everything's cool. There's not a
Nori,
demon
that's
in
a
this
neat
house.
trick. How did you possess Tim?
What do you mean? I thought she was doing a Nori impression. Yeah.
It was ventriloquism.
this would be a fun one to answer. Caddiest Odin would like to know who in the community has inspired you the most.
Oh boy,
Imaginary problems calls for imaginary solutions.
that's a deep question.
It
Who
is a
in the
deep
community
question.
has inspired me most? I honestly have to say my friend Cheddar, because he's the one who I was working with on his technology on his stream, and then kind of working with him built my confidence enough to be like, fuck it, let's do it, and push the go live button the one day. So I don't necessarily think I would ever consider like I said, I always enjoyed the technology, but I don't think I would have ever considered streaming if I wasn't working with him on his stream for so long.
That's fantastic. That is absolutely fantastic. So,
I
how
think
long
for-
have you been working on his streams then? I'm
Oh, wait, hold on.
you're-
Tiff wanted to answer the question.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Tiff. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, I was just going to say for me, it was probably Loading Ready Run just because they're a fantastic streaming group that fostered a really nice community.
Oh, see, those are always the fun ones, right? The ones that have the really big, friendly communities always feel so warm and inviting, and they just kind of wrap you up and bring you in. Be like, yes, you are now home.
That's what you guys are, Nori. You and Swifty.
We try. Swifty does a much better job at it than I do. She's definitely of the two of us, she's the more wholesome of the two. I
fair.
tend to embody all of the chaotic energy.
I believe it's time for an ad.
Probably, but that'll be all right. A number of the individuals that are in here watching are an ad just got here. Oh, Cassie. Hi, Jillian. Welcome in. Some people will get the ad, some people won't. It just.
Oh, I was
weird
thinking
how
of
that stuff
long range
works.
brand muffin oil.
Oh. Okay, long range brand muffin oil is just me teasing Squirrel. Like, that's the entire purpose behind long range brand muffin oil. It's just to tease the Squirrel. Mostly because if you haven't listened to Squirrel read one of those commercials out, and because she does that old like 60s, 70s or 60, 70 kind of commercial voice for it. It's so lovely. Yeet this puzzle. All right, it'll be all right. We're struggling with the puzzle. That's fine. But she's got that real kind of classic radio vibes. And the first couple of times I didn't actually start with commercials in her channel. Commercials were kind of more of an evolutionary thing, which is interesting on its own. When I first popped in there, she was playing Lens Island, running around barefooted, and I was making bad poems about stepping in ick constantly.
Nice. Props.
And
if
then
they were
later on,
haikus.
it was. Oh, you do haikus, Tiff?
Oh, I'm gonna put her on the spot. She doesn't, but she should.
What?
Go ahead, come up with a haiku, Tiff.
Don't do that to me.
You can't put artists on a spot. Like, that doesn't work. You gotta let them. You gotta let that mojo marinate and flow. You can't. Putting an artist on the spot is like, scaring a rabbit. They freeze up and then they're just gone, and all of the inspiration's right out the window. Squirrel's like, I remember the early days. And from what was it? It was from we used to do Barefoot Lens and Stepping in Muck and Turnip Yuck, because that was also a time I just getting started in Valheim when I met her, and I really got a crawl up my butt one day. Logged into one of her streams, and she was extolling the virtues of the turnip, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to take a contrary position and then write a bad poem about it. And it started this whole thing between the two of us going back and forth over turnips. That eventually started the season 1 of the Denmark server and the food fight wars.
The food fight
Yeah.
wars.
Oh, it was a whole thing.
It sounds like a whole thing.
Brother
I
Fjord.
was-
Is that a haiku?
It is a Brother Fjord. I have no idea. Why don't you go take a
Breathing
read to it?
flames with
And,
fierce power. Dragon in the sky. Rapid dash gallops. Mane ablaze with fiery light. Beauty in motion. Arcane
Should be
kind
575. So.
Yeah. Guardian fur. Strength and warmth combined. Nice. That is. It fits.
there you go. It's easier to do that stuff from the other side of the fence. You know, when you're in chat coming up with stuff on the line like that, that's easy. Get
Oh
time
yeah,
to
we're
think.
on camera. I gotta be like, ah, da, 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 ah, da, da, da.
Like, yeah, you're yeah, that's right. We're live right now. You have to come up with that right off the spot. It means you have to go through all of the thought processes that you would normally sit there and matriculate on.
I love the delay of the stream with Sean's antics. You just hear him say his thing and then see a dance like 20 seconds later.
Tiffany gets to hear it 3 times. Once through the door, once through Discord, once through the chat. Twitch.
You know, watch it on rewind. It's fine.
go.
Tiff definitely knows what's coming up ahead of time. Let's see. We have another one. Cadius Odin would like to know top 5 favorite video games or top 5 favorite games. I want to say video games in this case, because that's usually what she asked about, but it could be games too. Take your pick. Means you owe us 10, one from each.
Okay. Dungeons and Dragons, although I prefer the alternatives to the actual Dungeons and Dragons. Nice role-playing systems. I guess World of Darkness, right, Tiff? That's a good role-playing system.
Yeah, we enjoy World of Darkness a lot.
We
base
do a
system.
Wow,
lot
I haven't
of
played
TTRPGs.
that one in a long time. World of Darkness. Did you ever do Mage the Apocalypse, or was it Werewolf? It was Mage
No,
the
we
Ascended and
actually
Werewolf the
used-
Apocalypse.
We use the core rulebook to run a lot of modern campaigns. Or in this case, the one that's currently being run is post-apocalyptic, but
Right.
Yeah. As far as video games go, favorite playable ones, Oxygen Not Included is usually my fallback game that I like. Tiff, you like what's that game you're trying to get me to play?
7 Days to Die.
Yeah, it's the one. 7 Days to Die.
But
Ah.
I would say my favorite game was the original Mass Effect
Oh yeah.
game, but
That was the one where choices mattered, right?
kind of. I mean, they mattered in the individual game, and they tried to build it up to say it would matter in like the long run, and then they kind of screwed it all over in the final one. But it was a nice illusion at the time.
Yeah.
Much better than the Pokemon illusion from the other day where she's like, you have 3 choices. No, don't pick that one. Don't pick that one either. Hey, you guessed right. Let's see. Action Not Included. I have to say, going back to Quest for Glory, Heroes Quest. That was fun.
Oh, your original, yeah.
Yeah, the very original one. That was a fun one.
I remember that game. So much fun.
My dad and I used to play that on the computer together, and I would remember that he had this like graph paper with this hand-drawn map that he colored in and like sketched in and everything, and it was of that world so that we knew where we were going in the game.
Yeah. I remember doing that. It was back before it was like doing the old Zork games too. You know, you had to make your own maps. There wasn't a map to tell you where you were going.
What other games am I very much into?
I really liked Heavy Rain the studio that made it makes a lot of those really good story branching games.
Do you like the Pokemon series? Actually, Pokemon Arceus was my favorite of the Pokemon games that came out. I just love the graphics of it, and the plot line was pretty good, and it was like one of the first open world style games for that, so that was nice. Um, let's see. Scrambling for video games is hard. Also, did I freeze? No, I didn't freeze. Okay.
No, you're fine.
Sokoban. Do you remember Sokoban?
The name sounds
Sokoban
familiar.
was a very
I'm drawing a blank on that one.
It was a very old niche game where it was a maze and you played this little dude and there were boxes everywhere and you had to move the boxes onto the X's in the maze.
Yes, I remember that one. Yes.
I played that forever. That one was a good one.
Sean, I'm surprised you're not mentioning Myst.
Oh, Myst. I did like Myst. I actually rebought the I get headaches when I play anything that's 3D rendered. So everything that's like rendered on the Unreal 5 engine, I mostly can't play those games. I loved Myst so much that I bought the new revivals, which they did in the Unreal Engine, and I struggled my way through those games to the point where like I do one puzzle at a time, and then I'd have to set it down because I was like looking out the side of my eye to try to not get headaches from it. But I love the Myst and the Riven series. Also, making the windows very, very small on my screen helps.
Wow,
I do like
that's
puzzle
commitment
games.
to a game. That is absolute commitment to a game. It's fantastic.
Chance of Sonar is nice because it's got a basic plot, but it was a nice cozy puzzle game that you could go through. There was no real time sensitive missions and no resources you had to track. You basically just solve the puzzles as you go along.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a neat type of puzzle too, because it was like that language puzzle. You don't see a lot of puzzles like that.
Yeah, it was a complex language puzzle.
Yeah, that's the one where you want to basically learn the language as you were going through it.
Mm-hmm.
And I say learn. I don't know that you actually become fluent in it just playing the game. Like I don't think that's the thing. But you do get to recognize different symbols, I imagine.
Yeah, that was fun.
That was actually on one of the games that I was looking at picking up and playing myself, just because it's black and white was fun, interesting.
Oh, black and white! I remember that one.
That's the one where you're the god with the pet. Yeah.
Along with the original, so that was back in the day. Along with the original Harry Potter Quidditch game, which was strangely really addicting to play.
What was the game where you got older? You played a kid and you got accepted into this academy. Fable. I liked Fable. That was a fun game.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fable. I taught a bright young teenager how to hack memory in that game so they could cheat the game. Because I'm like, you're doing it. You're struggling too hard on it. Let me show you how to cheat the game.
That game's coming out with a new one soon.
Mm-hmm. That and Knights of the Old Republic. They're
oh yeah,
Knights of the Old Republic. That'll be fun. The Star Wars games.
I honestly, I tell you, the game I missed is the old Star Wars Galaxies.
Our friend played that a lot. He basically was a farmer in that game. He would sign in just to like work the fields, and that's it.
So I played I spent hours grinding for my Jedi back in the day when they first came out. Did the whole village grind and then finished up in the hollow grind for that one. Oh, such a pain. But my main character that I ran around in for the most time, most of the things that I did, actually, I spent more time at the bar in Tatooine on my entertainer. I played music. Like I refused to dance. Like there was never going to be a way. So I spent my entire evenings crafting music using the built-in music system.
Nice.
Well, most every entertainer you see playing a music in that game, they just let the default song just play, which is like 6 notes and it repeats it ad nauseum, and so nobody listens to it because it's horrible. But you could take and you could do these things they called flares, where you change. So they added like little extra pieces, and so you could build melodies if you worked at it long enough, and you can develop macros. And I sat around and just wrote hours for like long macros to do these flares one after another in order to make actual music out of music, and then just kind of played around with different instruments. So I found a song that I like. I'm like, okay, and then start naming the songs and everything else. And that's what I spent my evening on Star Wars Galaxy. It was as a music writer in there.
That's pretty cool.
It was definitely fun. There's an old YouTube video floating around out there that actually has my bard, my entertainer playing music as part of the sample. But yeah, that was good God, that was ages ago. It was like circa 2010. Yeah, 2010, 2011, something
Sounds
like that.
about right.
Ages. It was sad to see the server shut down. Let's see. We have a couple of really interesting ones here. Favorite ice cream. Pretty typical from Sodicus.
I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly, but Lacuma. There is a South American or Central American themed ice cream shop. It's just a hole in the wall ice cream shop local to us, and they sell Lacuma, a bunch of different fruits from South and Central America into the ice cream. But the one that I like is the Lacuma one. It's just got this. It has this interesting, almost, I want to say, sugar cookie dough texture to it, but it's got this very like almost musty fruit, but still like good, not bad, but like musty fruit,
Right.
Sweet flavor to it. And it's such a good ice cream, especially on a hot day.
Oh. Huh? What?
Huh?
Hmm?
Who's on first?
No. Just chat. Just chat. Gamers got to do what a gamer's got to do. Welcome in, Genesis.
What's your favorite?
Mint chocolate chip is usually my go-to favorite.
There you go.
That's a pretty good common one.
That's what Zoda was looking for, because that's the only acceptable answer as far as Zoda's ever been concerned.
If you're
getting all the right answers.
You're getting all the right answers. I got all the wrong ones.
You can see it right
there. To be fair, yours was like really niche there, Sean.
I like niche things. It's who I am. Truffles and Lacuma.
And you just have to be bougie.
The best is rum raisin, thank you. I would have to try that out there, Eleanor. I would have to try it out. I don't know that I ever played that class. Do you normally go for like the I'm going to use your word, bougie stuff there, Sean?
I go for
Like,
the interesting stuff. Go ahead.
I was going to say, do you find this to be like a normal thing for you? Like, oh, what is that? No, that's not bougie enough for me. It's got to be more.
Yeah, that's him.
Pulled me out. I like to think if I'm going to a restaurant, I want to have a meal that I can't have at home, right? Like, you're going out to eat, you might as well get something interesting. I used to get into an argument with one of my friends because I had mentioned before that I work for several charities and organizations. We would host a gala, and he was
Mhm.
very big on like you don't serve food you can make at home. So you never serve chicken at a gala. It's always like filet mignon. And so my comment to him was, "But I make filet mignon at home." And he goes, "Then you eat the chicken. I don't care." If I'm gonna go out, I agree. You should get something that you don't make at home.
I don't
Well,
know.
then stop
Yes.
learning how to make all the stuff at home, Sean.
Okay. Also, Mama always says, if you love something, learn to do it your damn self. So it's not my fault to go to a restaurant and I like it, and then I learn how to do it, and now I do it at home, and so I don't need to go to the restaurant anymore, and I gotta find new stuff. That's a vicious circle.
It is a vicious circle, but it's a vicious circle that just happens. I don't have any issue ordering something that I can cook at home out and about because I didn't have to cook it, so I just saved myself a half a dozen steps. B, there's no dishes to clean up. It's already huge bonuses in my book.
Also fair.
And C, more often than not, they're going to cook it better than I am. So, I'm good.
See, I generally practice until I make it as good. That's my shtick.
No, I
We
Still
don't.
haven't
I don't
mastered the ribs.
I haven't finished the ribs yet, but there was like a 2-week period where we ate filet mignon every day of the week because I was determined to get it right.
Oof. I'm sorry, Tiff.
It was a good week.
Now, Tiff, did you like occasionally just tell him it was bad just so that he would continue a few extra days practicing on it? Like, no, you didn't get the cake on
You
this
would
one just.
never, right, Tiff?
Not that I'd be willing to admit. Don't go
It's such a-
calling someone out like that. That's so rude.
I'm asking the question.
Blowing your spot.
I totally would have done that myself. Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. I'd be like, nah, this one's terrible. You have to do it again.
We did have some terrible, terrible meals though, like the time I made Caesar salad.
Even that's what
Okay.
you were gonna say.
How in the world do you mess up a Caesar salad?
Well,
Like, beef
so
bones
to
and
be
garlic.
fair, it was the first meal that I had made. And I also the first time I had made it, and I'm of the firm belief that you measure garlic with your heart, not by a recipe. And usually that means you put the whole head of garlic into the meal. And apparently that was not the case for a salad dressing. I did mention I'm an idiot. We took one bite and I was like, oh well, let's just see who can finish theirs first. And so both of us were committed to suffering through this salad because neither one of us wanted to be the first one to quit.
Oh, God.
Yeah. We're also very
Mistakes.
stubborn here, if you haven't gotten that.
It is the perfect amount of garlic for most things. Anytime you're gonna cook it, it's fine. But this is raw garlic in a salad. Was not the best.
Swifty seems to be having some trouble in chat there.
Shane, wasn't that a character on Jimmy Neutron?
I think so. Third time, there you go. Third time's a charm.
There you go.
Yeah.
You should bring back Chops starring Sean.
Oh yeah, we used to do
did that.
that. We did that. My friends, I'd have a group of friends come over to the house, and each one of them would bring a mystery ingredient, and then I would have to prepare a meal that was somewhat cohesive using all of these mystery ingredients that everybody brought. It was kind of fun.
Wow. Yeah. I can only imagine. There would have been definitely some real winners.
No wonder the Italians say we put too much garlic in our cooking.
Squirrel, that's definitely a thing that happens. You sit on that string trimmer long enough, and it will absolutely just vibrate the feelings right out of your hands and your arms.
What?
What?
What are we talking about?
Swifty's got no fingers. Her fingers have gone numb because she was using a string trimmer. Excuse me.
What is a string trimmer?
Weed whacker?
Oh, okay. I've never heard of it referred to as that.
That's actually what
I
it's
haven't
called.
either.
That's the name. You go look it up in the store. They're called string trimmers in the store.
Huh.
I need to know.
Yeah, Cassie.
Google Home Depot.
If you heard what? I'm with Cassie. Like, wow, we are after dark.
Yeah, they're actually called string trimmers. That's the normal name for them. Weed whackers is the more colloquial version of it.
I need Jesus.
Oh, what do you look there? Home Depot. Yeah, totally.
Is that where you found Jesus?
Yeah, right next to the light bulbs.
Start talking about vibrating lawnmower attachments and
squirrel. I gotta stop looking at chat. That's too funny now.
It's fine. It's fine. You know, these things are happening. It's a rabbit hole. We've gone down it. It's a Talk Tuesday. It's exactly what these things are for.
I'm an innocent working squirrel. Has me thinking of the Reba McEntire song.
Oh God, Eleanor.
Find string trimmers in Home Depot. Party supplies.
Here we have gone down a path we cannot unwalk.
You'll shoot your eye out with that thing.
Yeah, if you use your string trimmer too much, you might go blind. It's fine. It's fine. It's all right. Welcome to Talk Tuesday. It's interesting. We've gone from ice cream to string trimmers. I'm like, where did we make that leap?
There you go, Tiff. How do we find the Jinx connection there?
Right? Oh God.
Let's see. Let's try to bring this back a little bit. Cassie Bear would like to know, what is your Dungeons and Dragons go-to class?
I like to play talkers. I'm not really a fighter in those games. I generally like to talk my way out of situations, but my superpower is always knowing what plot twist Tiffany's going to pull out and being able to circumvent it with ease.
So you're the bard.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm usually the forever DM, but given a chance to play, I do like playing the bard.
Now, have you guys seen any of the bard memes that are out there on TikTok and whatnot?
Which ones? There's a lot.
Yeah, exactly. That's a door.
Any of them. It's kind of interesting. Well, I find it fascinating because the meta for all bards is they're the dancing, goofy, whatever kind of guy, and it's always the worst possible position that they put the bard in. And a traditional bard actually is really kind of depends on how you want to play them. And some of them are not quite as.
I just got a emergency call from my father, so I'm gonna step away for just a second.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
All right,
You're good.
so I will be right back.
Sure thing. That is just fine.
So yes, no, I don't leave a bard with a string trimmer and a dragon. Yeah, I enjoy the bards. I like.
Everything. Yeah.
I find that I have the most fun when I get to be witty and sarcastic to the NPCs. Sometimes the player.
those are fun times, right? Just get to torment people.
Seducing everything with a pulse. Not everything.
I was gonna say I don't think not everything. Definitely not everything. There's definitely a limit. I refuse to have anything to do with Bertha, the buck-toothed, bald-headed orc. Just no.
So you've played Baldur's Gate.
Currently, yes. We have a BG3 group that we do on Sundays. We do a RP session on it.
Nice.
So it's the only time I play Baldur's Gate. So there's myself, Zodicus, Brotherford, and DM Cerberus Official, and the four of us have a standing Sunday BG3 group. And so one of the things that we did is we set out to do this always in role play. It's a permadeath run. So party wipe, we start over again, new characters, new personalities, new everything. We start from scratch. Our current group, which we're all, and I've said this so many times now, but we are all like super surprised that they're still alive, has been dubbed the Fuck Around and Find Out group. We have done everything stupid possible. Like we should have died so many times over, and yet we're still kicking. And it's one of those, we're like, how did we survive that?
Nice. I'm actually kind of excited. We're going to be, a group of friends and I are going to be running Baldur's Gate 3 stream sometime in October.
Nice.
And I'm excited to talk about my gimmick, because I have set it up where we're going to be heavy roleplay on it. So we're going to be acting out and goofing around during the game and everything. And I have, my character is going to have imaginary Tiff in my head. So the viewers on Twitch will get to hear both of us talk, but my party will only get to hear one of us talking at a time. And I have a channel point redemption that's going to switch who the party can hear, and I have no control over it. It's whoever pays the money and pushes the button causes that switch to happen. And so regardless of if we're in mid-combat or I'm trying to tell them the plan or whatever, the party will hear whoever needs to be heard.
I am back. I thought you weren't going to spill that, Sean.
No, I said I was going to spill it on during the talk.
Okay.
So I already have it all set up. I'm very excited for it because it should be a fun time to have. You know, everybody's thinking they're talking to me, and then Tiffany doesn't realize she's on speaker and is like, "So, what are we gonna do to them?" What do you mean them?
Those kobolds over there, of course.
I kind of like this idea for an Among Us stream too. If we ever do Among Us, to have the viewers decide who's talking.
Oh, that would be fun.
Yeah, that would definitely be an interesting turn of events. The only problem I would say is you would have to have some really understanding people on the other side of that, because, you know, there's definitely no way that you can confuse your voice for Tiff. Like I think if you just like, oh, you know, we'll just do this with a bunch of randos, it'll be great, right? I think you get caught out on that one.
No, we wouldn't be doing it with randoms. It would definitely. I mean, the Baldur's Gate's people we know, and I think the Among Us would be for like one of our community streams where we're playing with friends. I don't trust the randos in Among Us.
Rose raid. Heads up, we're getting raided. Are we getting raided? We probably are, but none
raided.
of my stuff is
I saw
working.
a raid. There was a party of 12 raiding you.
Yeah. Thank you, Firebot. You stupid thing. Like, literally nothing is working right now, and I'm like,
use a voice changer. I think I mentioned that in our pre-flight. I would just be like talking like Tiffany. Hello.
Nailed me once more, Sean.
Careful, Tiff.
Now that could be a thing that you could do, right? Is just set up a voice modulator so that your voices both of them sound the same, and then it wouldn't matter at that point, right?
And shenanigans can happen.
Right, exactly. Yeah, well done. Welcome in, Raiders. We're sorry you got none of the things. None of the stuff is working. The bot is broken. I don't know why the bot is broken. I think I know why the bot is broken.
Oh, do you? Because I have this problem all the time.
Yeah, I think I
Mine
know
is
why the bot
usually
is
when I
broken.
start the bot before I start OBS. I have to start OBS first.
No, so this happens occasionally because so I have my account and I actually have an actual bot account. And so when the bot is logged in, everything runs under his name, and when the bot is not logged in, nothing runs because he's supposed to run everything. And it looks like the bot didn't get logged in, and so I have to go log the bot in.
Fair.
Which means I have to remember what all of the stupid password stuff is for him, and that's always so much fun. But you know, we'll keep this going while I'm dealing with that. That's my problem. That's not your problem. It's fine. It's fine.
Everything's fine.
Everything is just fine.
Everything is awesome.
Everything is
great when you're
suspect.
part of it.
Everything is absolutely suspect. But that's all right. Like, yeah, it loaded everything else up for my normal account, but then it looks like it did not load for... Thank you for binging at me. All right, there we go. Does that have you paying attention? We'll see. We'll see. I don't know that that's going to... But welcome in, Raiders. Welcome in, Rose. Thank you for bringing your community over here to come say hi to Sean Deveron and company.
Hello.
Yeah.
I'm the end company.
You are the important company. Sean's the end company. You are
Honestly,
the imaginary friend Tiff.
I don't think the stream would work without Tiff. So if Tiff ever stops, we're stopping.
I mean, it definitely doesn't work without you. You're doing all the background shit.
Yeah, it's just gonna be without me and your little cartoon character.
But you know that works for some people. There are some popular Twitch streamers out there that definitely get away with just being a little 2D sprite up on screen. So,
that is 100% correct, except for I have the buttons that controls her abilities.
Yeah, I'm just here to play games and be stupid.
Well, as long as you're happy with the setup, that's all I am saying.
I am happy.
Yeah, we're having lots of fun at it.
Right?
We're doing this.
Hashtag free tip.
Genesis Cloud.
Free
See,
I have to say, we're doing this because we're having fun, and that's really the reason why we picked this up, because we thought it would be fun. We continued it because we're still having fun. So as long as we keep having fun, everything's great.
Right? Yeah, it's tons of fun. I started this 2 years ago. No, maybe 3 years. I think I'm coming up on 3 years.
Oh, congrats!
I'm trying to think.
You're doing a stream anniversary?
Math. Yeah, 3 years. Thank you, Zoda.
3 years. Nice.
3 years, yeah. I didn't do a stream. I don't really do a stream anniversary. I have one little party that we do in September that's usually somewhere close by to another particular date. Mostly because I'm obliged to do so. And that's about it. But yeah, I've been doing, like I said, I've been doing this for 3 years. I am having a blast. I'm still having a blast. Like, I have made a ton of absolutely fantastic people, made a lot of really cool friends, and every time I fire one of these things up, it's always a good time. I laugh more, I think, on stream than I do in real life, which doesn't say a whole lot because I laugh an awful lot in real life too.
It's fair. It's a good outlook to have. I like doing
I
this
like
because
the
I like
laugh.
meeting people. That's kind of my thing. I like
Right?
being social and making new friends.
Well, if you like being social and making new friends, then doing the social networking is definitely a thing for you. Definitely a thing. Ooh. Okay, so what we've ascertained is that you two both would play bards.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of other games. Last D&D game where you were a player, you played sorcerer,
Wild Mage Sorceress, and she was awesome.
and I played a human who was being possessed by an angel. So very very similar to having an imaginary tiff in my head.
That works. Right? Let's
Tiffany is.
see. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. I cut you off.
I was going to say Tiffany's wild mage had a lot of quirks. Like when she mended things, things were held together by pink string, whether it was rocks, wood, boulder, fabric, or living creatures.
The concept behind it was that she learned magic, but she didn't really pay much attention during the lessons, so all her spells came out kind of weird.
Well, I guess that's one way to stitch up a problem. Sorry. I couldn't resist to pull on that thread. I'll stop. This is just bad. I shouldn't. Brother Jared would like to know, what would your last death row meal be and why?
What would my last death row be? Tiff, do you know what yours would be?
Wait, repeat the question?
If you're on death row, what is the last meal you're requesting?
And why?
Oh, that's a fun one. Oh, gosh. So hard because it's always about what you're feeling at the time, right?
I mean, I think I would request something that took a while to make, right? And then I would want them to start that day. Buy myself some time if that's how that works. Otherwise, I'm definitely going all out. Let's be doing the truffle and the lobster and the steaks and.
So most death row meals are prepped ahead of time. So I would imagine you could order whatever you want, and it is not going to affect the date and time of your execution.
Soft scrambled duck eggs with creme fraiche and shaved truffle over the top.
Told you, bougie.
Bougie.
Maybe a little caviar on the side. Oh, and they put a cost limit on it now. I guess I have to give up the truffle.
I'm surprised you didn't say sushi, though, Sean.
And probably the duck. I would go for sushi, but I eat sushi a lot. If I'm on death row, I want something different.
You have that every birthday. Well, did you remember to order that?
I have sushi every week.
Goes to show you, I eat regular raw fish.
Mm-hmm. Damn, you really like truffles, don't you? I really do. I very much enjoy truffles.
What is it about the truffles that keep you coming back?
I don't know. They're just a good flavor. It's like salt and pepper. It goes on everything.
Does not.
No, definitely does not. But okay. What about you, Tiff?
Go for a really good sandwich.
Like a Dagwood?
Yeah, just like, there's something, if you just the right bread and get a nice meat, vegetable, could go for that right now, actually.
There's one in the fridge.
Well, welcome to Talk Tuesday. Food is definitely a regular thing around here. Now, on the topic of sandwiches, would you consider a taco a sandwich?
Ooh, sandwich soup or salad game. We should add
I
that
mean,
to our.
sandwich super salad. Yeah. I mean, I guess in the contents of like it's holding meats and cheeses inside it, and you eat it with your hands.
And it's a carb, right? It's inside of a carb, which qualifies it as a sandwich.
Well, if being inside a carb is what qualifies it as a sandwich, then a lasagna is a sandwich.
Lasagna is a cake.
Lasagna is a
It's got
sandwich.
layers.
So does a sandwich. A sandwich has layers too.
That's fair. I do. Well, so you don't eat lasagna with your hands, though, right? So it's two qualifiers. It's got to be wrapped in a carb, and it's got to be edible with your hands.
No, you can't make that. You can't make that statement of having to be edible with your hands.
Onion. Yes, lasagna is an onion.
I mean, would you qualify lasagna as a soup then, because of the sauce?
I wouldn't qualify it any more as a sauce as I would an open face sandwich. Because an open face sandwich usually has a gravy on there, and you don't necessarily pick that up and eat that with your hands. You still take a fork and
open
knife through
face
it.
sandwiches aren't sandwiches; those are salads.
Yes,
They're just misnomered.
No, that's not a salad. Salad has no. That's not a salad.
There you go. Double down. Let's hear it.
Ocean is a soup. Yes, ocean is a soup. A giant bowl of soup.
A damn bowl of inedible soup.
I just don't know that I would necessarily want to eat all the ingredients that come in the ocean.
Some of them will eat you.
Oh,
Like pineapple.
Stop
Pineapple eats
moving.
you as you eat it.
right.
Oh no, we lost connection.
Yeah, it'll be all right. Let me just find. Why can't I find thing in the scene now? There we go. All right. Well, I'm gonna have to reconnect to it, and in reconnecting to it, it's going to play a commercial. So I'm just gonna shut that off for a time being, and then once it comes back, then I'll turn it back on again. It'll be fine. This is why I had to keep moving the mouse over on the screen. We got to talking, and I'm like, oh yeah, forgot to do the thing. Caddy is would like to know: is there any video game that you would like to play?
Any video game coming out that I'd like to play, or any
video games you want to play? You would play. You would to play.
Absolutely,
You want to play,
especially on
want
stream. I am excited for the next Pokemon ZA, I think is what it's called. The new Pokemon Legends game that's going to be coming out. I'm excited for the Star Wars games. Actually, there's multiple Star Wars games, right, Tiff? There was the one that you were talking about.
Star Wars Eclipse, which is made by Quantum Dreams, which made Heavy Rain, and I'm super excited for that game. There's not a ton known about it right now, but it sounds like it's going to be amazing.
Yeah.
Nice. There you go. That's what you like to see, right? That's the only one you got your eyeballs on coming up?
I mean, in the starting Sunday, we're going to be playing Raft on stream.
Ooh.
Which is a game I've played before, and Sean's played for like 20 minutes.
Raft with actual motion sickness.
So
it was a very feverish 20 minutes because I had no idea what I was doing, and then I was suddenly dying, and you were trying to tell me how not to die, but it was a little late.
Okay, so I'm gonna ask this question, right? Because you're talking about playing survival games, and I have seen you guys do some survival-esque sort of games in the past. Who's the organizer of the two of you?
I suggest a lot of games, and Sean tells me whether or not he can feasibly play them.
No. I'm talking about when it comes down to your storage inventory. Yeah, you're in the survival. You've got the community chest. Who organizes the community chest?
Not it. Not
I
it.
think it's me. I was gonna say, I think it's me by default.
What happens is we'll create multiple chests and we'll have a plan for how we do it, and then inevitably I just start dumping everything in all the chests, and then I get yelled at when Tiffany finds out that's what I've been doing for the last 6 weeks.
Like how I was like feverishly searching for boar's hair in Tribes of Midgard, and you had like 20,000 stashed in some unknown chest off to the side, and I found it
Yeah.
like 3 streams later.
Yeah, Tiffany, that happened. That was I just dump things in whatever chest I find because it's there, and then Tiffany assumes that I'm following protocol and thinks we are out of supply, that we are not.
That's a thing that happens. It really is. I wonder if... No, that's definitely working. All right. So my team will tell you. So when we were doing like Denmark, I usually play in a group. I usually find other people to play with because left up to my own devices, there is no organization for my storage. Like my organization system for my storage is come back to the house, open up the first available chest. Does it have room in it? Yes. Dump inventory into the box and then go back out and collect more stuff. So I will have the same item in 5, 6, 7, 8 different boxes. It's just strode around. And so when I need the stuff to go crafting or whatnot, then yeah, you'll see me do the inventory shuffle where I just like this one, nope, this one, nope, this one, nope. Aha, there's one. How about this one? Nope, nope.
I feel like we're gonna have that issue in my time at Sandlot once we get
Wait,
additional chests.
I was going to say we have
Yes,
more than one
Bunny,
chest.
We are talking about inventory management.
I will say. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. You're fine.
I was going to say, I will say that when I play Auction Not Included and I don't have to dump the stuff everybody else does, I'm very organized. But that I'm only organized when other people are doing the work.
Yeah. That's exactly this. So when we were doing Denmark, and I was grouped up with the team southeast.
That's fair,
they made me a special chest.
Was it the Nori chest?
Well, you just dump in and then everybody sorts?
Yeah, they literally had a Nori's dump chest, and I would just kind of come in there and just throw everything into the box and go away. And when I come back, it's magically always stocked. Everything just kind of matriculates out. It was a great chest. I didn't think anything of it. Like I needed something. I always knew where to go find the thing when I needed it in the storage areas. But when I tried to come putting stuff away, no, I just throw it in the dump chest. Come back a few days later, it's all put up. It's magic.
By both doors. Oh, that tells me you couldn't be bothered to walk across the room. You just dumped it in the chest closest to you.
No,
Says the person who does the same thing.
Listen, don't call me out.
Our storage system back then was broken up into 2 areas. We had food area and then we had non-food area. So you're disgusting my typing. Squirrel
I'm picturing that Kermit meme where he's just on the keyboard.
Squirrel would come by to visit the place, and she'd be like, well, where's this at? I don't know. It's somewhere over there. Well, where are you putting that stuff at? I'm just throwing it right here in this box. Why are you throwing it in that box? That's the dump chest. See, that's where everything goes. But it's got slots over here. I'm like, yeah, I know. It's magic. It moves from here to there. I don't touch it. It's fine. He's pre-planned. He did. So it was one of the magical individuals on my team. Him and Rutherford. And yeah, I think they.
Nice.
Oh.
Well, they saw my chest in season 1. Anytime somebody came to look for something over at my place, I'm like, yeah, it's in the box up there. Just go ahead, help yourself. 3 hours later, they're still digging through the box. It's like, where? They just stopped asking me for it. Just like, would you just get it and just bring it over? It's fine. I can wait for you to show up with it. Okay. Yeah, I'll do it. That's fine.
I have a friend who's like that in real life. When we used to work together, she would have her desk was just piles of paper. Like there was no organization to it whatsoever. But I swear to God, if I ever asked her for anything, without breaking eye contact, she would stick her hand into the pile, rummage around, and pull out exactly what I was looking for. And I don't know what magic superpower she got to do that. I'd be like, hey, I need a report that I gave you like probably about 6 or 7 months ago. And she'd be like, oh, what color paper was it? It was like white, like the other one. She's like, oh, okay. Puts her hand in, pulls out the report from 7 months ago. It was like, how? How do you do that? She's like, I just know where everything is.
Yeah. That's exactly the way my office is. I know exactly where everything is. Look at it from the outside. You're like, right.
She got ADHD attentive time.
So what it is, especially when it comes down to stacks of paper, everything's organized chronologically.
By time.
The new stuff is on top and the old stuff is at the bottom. So all she had to do is, 6, 7 months ago? Okay, that's about here, 6 inches from the bottom. Ding. There you go. Absolutely something I've done.
That's funny.
Don't touch my mess. It's fine. It's fine. Good times. Good times. Yeah, I wouldn't know anything at all about doing stuff like that. Best topping for vanilla ice cream.
Hot fudge.
Don't tell me truffle.
No, not truffle. All toppings. All toppings are the best toppings for vanilla ice cream. All together, all at once.
Cop out answer.
I have given numerous people indigestion from when we were having parties and we were drinking and we pulled out the ice cream sundae bar. And my philosophy is all the toppings, and so that's what I would make for people.
Jerry broke so many spoons that day.
Oh my God.
They don't do
Our friend
all
doesn't
the
know his own
toppings.
strength, and he would snap the spoons with his hand as he was trying to dig into the ice cream.
Oh, that's ow.
Terrifying is what that really is.
Yeah, that's one word. That's that's definitely one way of putting it. I just had pictures of Bam Bam just jump in the head. Just pick up the spoon. Bam, bam, bam. I get the ice cream out. Hold still. It's a Hulk Loki moment again. Just. I'm sorry. I saw that when that showed up in that Marvel's Avenger movie. I think that was probably my favorite scene, and all I could hear was little baby Bam Bam just.
Oh, the Hulk, yeah.
Loki was get slammed around like that.
Puny God.
I swear, if he had just, instead of saying puny God, if he had just let him go, walked away and went, bam, bam. I'd have lost it. I'd have bought that movie like 7 times over because I'd have worn out that spot just for that one bit over and over again. It's, you can buy it on DVD. You can buy it in digital format. You don't have to keep rewatching the same VHS. Leave me in my VHS alone. Thank you. It's not the same. You don't get that grittiness that comes with that.
What is your favorite movie?
Mine? Oh. That's going to be depending on genre, right? I'm a big comedy buff, so I like a lot of comedic movies. I'm a huge Monty Python fan. So,
good.
Yeah, I've got the I've got the entirety of Holy Grail memorized. I have Life of Brian memorized. I have most of the Flying Circus skits memorized. Like there's not much in the way of Monty Python I don't know like back to my hand.
Nice.
Like that was those guys were my jam. I would have paid good money back in as we used to go out to the swimming hole and we would reenact bits and pieces from the Monty Python, like the Bridge of Death scene. We would do that for hours, just eating ourselves into the water. Like, what is your favorite color? Blue? No, red. Ah, sploosh. Yeah.
English
but no,
and African.
What do you mean? African or European? Yes. So yeah, it would be hard. I would still put Holy Grail as the top Monty Python movie. Though honestly, real close behind that, and in some cases I would say it's an even better movie, was The Meaning of Life. Both of those two, I think, are tied, and depending on which skit at what time and what section of the movie, they can go back and forth all day long. But yeah, if I was stuck on a desert island, you're like, you can only have one movie to watch for the rest of your life. Yeah, I would struggle between those two. Like that would be my choice. What about you?
My top two, Thomas Crown Affair is my number one. The 1999 Pierce Brosnan and Rene Russo Thomas Crown Affair. And then second after that is Hidden Figures.
And Tiff?
Shawshank Redemption.
Good classic.
That is a solid classic.
Although The Martian really crept up there.
Oh, that's my favorite book, though. I can't have that as a favorite movie, too.
That's fair. It just was so. It was very well done.
It was so well written. I laughed so hard because of the way that the author used the different tenses, and like the end of the one chapter is things are going great, I'm gonna live, and then you flip the page and the beginning of the very next chapter is I fucked up, I'm gonna die.
Everything's gone to crap.
If that doesn't speak to my soul. Everything's going so well. Everything's wrong.
Well, but I think that
Martian
speaks
Tax
to
is greater than
almost.
The Martian.
Oh God, yes. Mars. Now that was a very funny movie. Just if for nothing more than the portrayal of the overpowered aliens running around zapping everybody, which was freaking hysterical. And then the yodeling cowboy music at the end to finish him off was just chef's kiss on that. Like, yep. Sorry. But I'm a huge comedy buff. Like that's my preferred. I don't really get much into dramas. I never really was much of a big drama fan.
That's fair. By quantity,
Mel Brooks,
I'm mostly into the sci-fi fantasies.
Right. I like sci-fi fantasies. Those are good. Yeah, Mel Brooks, I thought probably of all of the directors / screenwriters and whatnot, I thought Mel Brooks came really close to capturing the essence that was Monty Python.
Blazing Saddles is a great piece of work.
Okay, but you can't show Blazing Saddles around anymore. Like that is such a taboo. It was a glorious piece of work, but yeah, that is definitely not Here, check this show out. This one out. Robin Hood Men in Tights, Dead and Loving It. All fantastic ones as well. Again, Mel Brooks, I thought, did a really good job of trying to of getting really close to capturing the essence that was Monty Python. But that's me. What about yes, Tiff like Shawshank Redemption. Is that it? Just Shawshank? You didn't have a second one?
The Martian would probably be my second one nowadays, just because I really thought they did a fabulous job on that, and I can watch it a bunch of times. The Princess Bride also very good. I will agree with that.
Yes, Princess Bride.
Have
I don't
fun
think I've
storming
actually
a
ever
castle.
seen The Princess Bride, but I can quote it chronologically
Wait,
because of all the times my friends have.
How have you not watched that movie?
I have yet to see The Princess Bride, but I know everything about the plot because all of my friends have quoted it numerous times in chronological order.
Okay, the plot is
You're being shamed, Sean.
Sean the non-believer.
Like it's so okay. It's one thing to be able to quote the plot, right? That's fine. You can quote the plot all day long. It's another thing to sit there and watch the different interactions that like they really did a number on that when they made that movie. And the acting was like it was really a piece of movie magic. And again, not in my top. I would say it's probably somewhere in my top 10 list. But definitely not in the top 1 or 2 spots, but still worthwhile to go watch. Even if you know how it's going to end, it's still worthwhile to go watch.
Yeah.
I'm still stuck on the everything on your vanilla. Why would you put everything on your vanilla topping?
Because it's vanilla and it needs everything to go on it. Vanilla is
it
boring.
doesn't need.
Sorry,
no,
Zodicus.
No. What do you mean?
Are you making enemies, Sean?
Already. Well, that's why they call it vanilla. Vanilla. That's the term you use when something is vanilla.
Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory right now. Okay. I liked Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, but I liked the old Gene Wilder version of the Willy Wonka and the Chocolate. Like that's my Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. I have tried to watch the Johnny Depp version of it, and it hurts. I generally can't get past.
Ooh, the DQ Reese's peanut butter and yes. Sorry, someone was talking about blizzards, and I was very much distracted by it.
I do like DQ blizzards too.
There's nothing to be
You
ashamed
get
about.
blizzards.
DQ blizzards are a slice of heaven all on their own. Those are definitely a thing to go for. I'm trying to find a better word for it, but I mean it's a DQ blizzard. When they hand it to you upside down, you know that's some potent ice cream that's going to stick around.
Have you seen the videos of people that like go on to different jobs like Dunkin' Donuts and they'll turn the coffee upside down because they're so used to doing it for GQ?
I have seen those, and I just I don't know how I feel about things like that. I told you about it. It's your new obsession. Rutherford has a way of doing that. Rutherford will tell you all about the latest craze or delicious thing. Rutherford is definitely a foodie. Yeah. Bar none, pound for pound, definitely a foodie. Solidly a foodie. Him and his wife Peridot are absolutely just delightful people. You ever get a chance to sit down and talk with them, I highly recommend you do. It is a worthwhile conversation.
Notes to self: speak with Brother Fjord.
It's fine, right? But I mean, that's kind of the whole purpose behind all of this is you come in, you meet some new friends, you make some new friends. By the way, for everybody sitting out there, we are, just a reminder, we are talking to Sean Deveron and his imaginary friend Tiff. Their names are right up there in the title. You should be dropping a follow to make certain you can catch up with these. Which reminds me, speaking of the follows, I told you I was going to do this on you. They are in the process of trying to see if they can't score 100 followers before the end of the year. I told them not only could they do it, they could easily smash it. You guys could help out by hitting that follow button. We'll push them to 100. Sean says that he'll spend more of his time telling us all about his truffle obsession if you do so.
I might even watch The Princess Bride.
I haven't gotten him to do that in a significant amount of decades I've known him, so I'm a little insulted, but okay.
Horror movies, then you were successful at trying to get me to watch that one.
Fair.
I love our good horror movie nights. I love pranking our friends during horror movie nights.
Oh,
If you
pranking
don't
friends
watch
are just...
The Princess Bride, I shall curse the truffle. Now that is a horror movie for Sean.
Watch The Princess Bride, or we will steal your truffles in the night.
I suddenly have a plot for our next one shot, Sean.
You okay over there, Sean? You look a little concerned.
I'm worried about my truffles. I'm worried because Tiff is actually in the house. The call's coming from in the house.
I'm not.
The BBEG.
It's fine. It's fine.
Nice.
In fact, I'm a little worried because we don't actually see her. She could be doing it right now and we wouldn't know.
Oh, no, I would never. Also,
Trust issues. Keep them locked away.
By the way,
I think I see them from where I'm sitting.
just so we're we're all on board with the same thought process, right? The truffles are third shelf to the right.
Actually,
it looks like they're on the bottom shelf of the glass cabinet. If I was gonna,
they are.
Right line is correct.
They're on display.
You start hearing panic slowly forming in his voice.
And I don't have a BRB button to be able to go to commercial to make sure they're still there. We're not on my
really
screen.
want to hide them right now. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, that's evil payback for the time I hid your keys.
I think that you accidentally hid the keys in one of your cleaning sprees.
I will go on a cleaning spree in the house, and I kind of like lose my blackout. I black out, and I'm like a tornado cleaning the house. And if something is where it doesn't belong, I have like 16 little hidey holes throughout the house that I'll shove things into. And she had left a hoodie on the couch, so I had taken the hoodie and I shoved it in one of the hidey holes. And then on Monday, she wakes me up going, "Sean, where's my hoodie?" And I'm like, "I don't know why. I blacked out when I was cleaning." She's like, "My keys were in that hoodie, and I can't go to work without it." So we had to go through and undo all of the cleaning efforts I had done to try to find the hoodie.
Yeah, I don't leave keys in hoodies anymore. That's for sure. So a lot they were talking about truffles in chat a little bit, and I just want to say that Sean has a bunch of different types of truffle, like truffle oils and stuff like that.
It's not just enough to have like one. He's got an entire
variety
of truffles.
Yeah. And people keep giving him more truffle stuff, so it's just including myself. So it's just a collection that keeps growing.
Okay,
truffle salts.
Just for curiosity's sakes, are you sure he's not part myconid?
I mean, I've never had him tested.
Is there a test for that?
I'm just I'm just saying, I
mean, it's a valid question.
Mushroom stew, everyone is now saying.
It's fine. It's fine.
Everything
Rambling
is
Danny would like to
fine.
know: are your truffles fresh, pickled, dried? They need to know for reasons.
I have currently truffle oils, truffle hot sauce. I don't have any fresh truffles on me. Actually, I'm due. I should. That's a reminder. I need to add that to my list. It is my birthday, is it not? I forgot to make my birthday dish. I gotta buy truffles. So I'll have fresh truffles in a few days.
I actually was wondering if you had remembered to order them or not.
Totally forgot it was my birthday. So yeah, I'm gonna be buying fresh truffles. They'll be in the house shortly. The truffle addiction is real. It is. I don't know why. I love truffles. It's just a good flavor. I have actually added. I heard.
Just don't let him get the truffles. So
through a friend.
I will be the hostage.
I don't know if you can stop me. Do you know where my credit cards are? I don't need them. Trick question.
I need them. Amazon has already saved my payment information.
Yeah, exactly.
If we
Actually,
don't order from Amazon, they might worry.
I actually get my truffles from this nice little online truffle shop in New York who sends me reminders usually around my birthday, which is, I'm concerned that they're no longer in business because I didn't get my yearly reminder.
Wow.
But I'll look into that. But I have found when it comes to popcorn, I like adding hot sauce to the popcorn. So I add a truffle hot sauce to my popcorn. And, you got to go with it. But it's really good because it makes the popcorn kind of spicy.
Far too many giggles. Squirrel's like, I'm learning so much about truffles at this particular point in time.
Things you didn't think you would learn on a random Tuesday night, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is what Talk Tuesdays are all about. I keep telling people, you never know what you learn on a Talk Tuesday. And the sad part is if you're not here for the Talk Tuesday to learn about it, well, you just miss out. We have all the kinds of really. I enjoy a Talk Tuesday because of these little conversations like these. These are fantastic, right? They're fun. You get to know the individuals. Like I now know if I ever have to order a birthday or a Christmas present for Sean, I will just send truffles. And if I need to order a birthday or a Christmas present for Tiff, I will send anti-truffle. It's easy.
Want anti-truffles now? Something that eliminates the smell of truffles, because that is the bane of my existence.
I'm pretty sure the nerd in me is thinking like Star Trek. Like you get truffle and anti-truffle and you put it together and then it powers the house for a couple days.
No. See, if you have truffle and anti-truffle, you put it together, then they both just disappear.
Yes. This is needed.
All I heard was just like
Big Boom was part of that, though. It's like when you add, vinegar and baking soda, you get the reaction. I think if you did truffle and anti-truffle, there'd be a truffle reaction.
No. So vinegar and baking soda, you're getting an action because you're adding a base and an alkaline together. Like truffle and anti-truffle, you're just adding two different kinds of polarized opposite truffles, and they just kind of go away. That's the way that works.
The concept behind matter and antimatter, you put the two together and there's a reaction and then it cancels each other out.
Science.
Dark matter's terrifying, by the way.
Yes, dark matter is absolutely terrifying.
A thing we can all agree on. Good. We found cohesive.
Just, steal the truffles. They'll be fine. I'm dutifully impressed as to how centered on the truffles that you are, Sean.
Not my fault. They keep coming up.
I feel like this is do you so what do you call your channel points? Do you call them little truffles? Because I almost feel like this needs to be baked into your theme at this point.
I have the sneaking suspicion it's going to be after today. Somehow, some way.
I'm gonna learn how to do shit.
Our channel points are called Dosh, which is a currency that I use in one of the role playing games that we
Dosh.
run. Dosh.
Interesting. Is it just a random name you picked up? Just a couple of letters you threw together, or was there a reasoning behind that?
So I forget what the full word is, but I was going for, I think, the Greek word finger bones. And I thought that an interesting currency would be finger bones, because in the game prior to that, our one friend was playing a barbarian who had this weird bad habit of collecting fingers. So I in the next one I did an ode to call back on that and did Dosh. I think it's like Dosh Meki or something, which is finger bones is the name of the currency.
Well, there you go. Yeah, streaming's a rather interesting thing because what you have now changes over time, right? It never stays.
Right.
It's always fascinating to see the evolution of a channel. Like I think that's one of my favorite parts. And what's really fun about doing Talk Tuesdays is Talk Tuesdays gives me a nice little point where I can freeze a channel at a certain point. Like right now, this interview we're having right now, this is early days of Sean Deveron and Tiff, right? A year from now, if we came back and we did the same thing again a year from now, what would change? How much would this be different? What would this look like a year from now? And so this becomes like a little freeze point in time. The early days of Sean Deveron and Tiff,
like a sociology experiment,
right?
Well, we've already changed from stream 1 because Tiffany has glasses now.
It took a colleague of mine to point out that I needed those.
Tiff wears glasses in real life, and the cartoon character is based on Tiff. And I had originally just given her the black circle eyes, and we were showing off to her colleagues, and she's like, "Where are Tiff's glasses?" And so both me and Tiff forgot to give her glasses, so I wound up giving her the glasses, but we had to play it off that she was blind for the first episode.
Makes sense. The first episode was a mess.
Okay, but the first episodes usually are a mess. Like
Fair.
I don't think anybody comes out the gate, even if you spent a bunch of time helping somebody else get set up and doing all of the stuff for a stream. I still don't think you can come out the gate on the first stream and be like, "Yep, I'm going to nail it like I've been streaming for years." Like there is definitely a line of thinking.
Learning curve.
Learning curve thing. That's exactly the word I was looking for. God, Tiff, it's almost like you're in my mind. Almost like you're imaginary. Oh.
A little bit more and I'll have total assimilation. I mean, continue.
Hey, give her back. She's my imaginary friend. There can only be one.
But yes, the learning curve, and you have to get over that. Like, I guess that wouldn't be true. I suppose if you are, I hate to use the word narcissistic enough, but I mean, honestly, if you were a big enough narcissistic, you probably could get away with coming out first time out the gate on a stream and be like, yeah, I sound perfectly natural, like I've been doing this for years. Because I'm sitting here saying this, and my visions of my own father come into my mind. I'm like, yeah, my father could sit down here and do this like he didn't think anything about it.
Doctor Who Midnight vibes all of a sudden.
Doctor Who Midnight.
I don't remember Midnight. What was Midnight?
Midnight was...
Which Doctor? Let's start with that. 10.
10.
I'm trying to remember.
Oh.
It was the train episode. Oh, are you talking about when the thing started taking over?
Oh.
Yes, that was an amazing episode.
That was a great episode, yes.
Yep.
Some of the best writing during Doctor Who was during that season.
I liked Matt Smith's plotline, but I liked Oh
Da-
God, why did his name leave my brain?
David Tennant.
Yeah, I like David Tennant as the Doctor better, but only Matt Smith could pull off Matt Smith's plot lines. Nobody else could pull off his plot line like him.
Yeah, I mean, Donna Noble was my favorite companion, so I had to love those plot lines. Plus, the Vashna Arata happened during that season,
Mm.
but Matt Smith was just so like his whole arc was just amazingly done.
The Vashta Narada were your favorite bad guys, right?
Yes.
Because mine are
Oh,
the Weeping
100%.
Angels.
Oh, I know.
I love the Weeping Angels. I love the fact that they like when you're not looking is when they act.
Wait, I didn't know Matt's arc was originally written for Tennant. That's cool.
Oh, that is cool.
There you go. Even
Yeah, I
the
don't know
guests
if
are
Tennant
learning
could pull
something
off
new
that
on
arc
Talk
though.
Tuesday.
I mean, I think the what they did for him was very good, but yeah.
And of course, River Song and her backwards timeline is amazing.
Oh, yeah. The Weeping Angels are both my favorite and my greatest horror. I know. Yeah. I get that.
I ran a horror camp, or I ran a horror one shot involving the silence. And I think my favorite part of that was just imitating that death rattle that they have, the that goes on in the darkness when you're not looking, because you always forget that you're seeing them.
Yeah.
Face of a reveal was yes. Dude, the silence are scary. Yeah, they really are. We could just talk about Doctor Who.
Yeah, sorry, we're both very big Doctor Who nerds.
Yeah.
I have tried watching the new series of Doctor Who several times over. However, for me it was always Tom Baker. Like that was my Doctor.
Oh, original.
The old school.
Now the yeah.
Go ahead.
I was going to say the only one of the new series that I have really sat down and watched all the way through and rather enjoyed and was a little sad to see them go was that the very first new Doctor that came out. Like I liked his portrayal of it because it was close enough to some of the old ones. And don't ask me the name; I couldn't tell you his name.
Eccleston?
Brad's favorite.
Eccleston, I think.
Yes, I can go look.
Eccleston.
Eccleston.
Yeah. He had such like a good angsty but serious vibe going.
Yeah, it reminded me very much of an early Tom Baker. So if you ever watched like some of the older Tom Baker stuff back in his younger days, that was kind of Tom Baker at that point, right? At the beginning, he was very angsty, very whatever, nonchalant about everything. Knew everything, knew he knew everything, whatever, didn't really care, and bopped off and did his own thing. Like they not far off the mark for an early Baker, which is probably why I'm like, okay, I can sit there and watch him, but. Literally wearing his shirt right now at this moment. Yeah, I was sad to see him go after the first season. And I think Townsend was the next one, or Tennant. Yeah, I think Tennant was the next one after that. And I liked some of the River Song ones, but again, I kind of skipped through the rest of like most of his episodes, and then I didn't really watch too much after that.
That's fair. I did find, like I said, the Matt Smith plots were very, very interconnected and intertwining throughout the different series that he was in. Everything was always connected to one another. I do think David Tennant, his was a fun one, but he did have some gems in there, like the Weeping Angels episode, and
right.
The library.
The Midnight, the library. He definitely had some gems.
Yeah, I kind of sort of still miss some of like the old school some of the old school villain stuff things that we had back in the day. And I love all of the extra like the really bizarre planets they used to go to. And they just, they just show up on these Baron Chunks of Rock, which we all know is probably the same set over and over again. They just move some things around, but it never seemed to fail. And they would just land on this and then just get out and like, oh, yep, walk around like we're on a Sunday trip.
Yeah.
And oh, see, now why does that one work? 26 months, Zoda. Jeez.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Long time subscriber. Long time friend. But yeah, yeah. I could talk about Who for hours, but again, I'm going to talk more about Tom Baker and K9.
Mm.
Who didn't love K9 when K9 came out?
They did a callback
like
to
that they-
K9.
Yeah, and Sarah Jane.
Yeah.
Yep.
I do like the Master. The Master was a great villain. I think Missy was actually, I like Missy because I like the actress who plays Missy. I can't remember her name, but I was introduced to her in The Green Wing, which was the original Scrubs. Like, both Scrubs was the American version of The Green Wing. And she was just absolutely hilarious the way she deadpanned everything she did. She'd be working at her desk in a hospital setting wearing a squirrel hat or something, like a giant squirrel head over her head.
Right.
And like the one time she'd have a buzzer. And so she just kind of carries that persona with her through every role she plays.
That's fantastic.
The Sarah Jane Adventures were really good. I was happy that they did that spin-off.
He's the goodest boy.
I feel like I might have missed a commentary from Swifty about something. Oh, glutton for punishment. You know, yes, fair, Swifty. But you know me. Good God, how long have I known Swift Squirrel? I've known Swift Squirrel for a couple years now. That's scary. We showed up in her stream one day out of just pure happenstance and randomness, and she has been regretting it ever since.
I feel like that's kind of how Swifty met us. She popped in the stream and was chatting with us for a little while, and then it took an embarrassingly long amount of time for me to realize that she was a streamer to go check her profile, and I was like, oh, I'm following you now. So...
Now, what was a moment that kind of set it up to you that you know you were actually making strides to being a streamer? Like what was like a kickover point for you?
Like prior to streaming or during streaming? You move in the
During
shadows.
streaming.
Prior to streaming or during streaming?
During streaming.
I don't know if I've hit that point yet. I feel like I'm still having fun. I mean, the way that I view it is we're playing a video game, me and Tiff, and we're just
Right.
kind of chatting with our friends while we do it.
I mean, when we made affiliate really quickly, I was like, crap, I guess we're doing this.
That's fair. That's a good point. I was excited we did hit that too.
Oh, and I because we helped a lot of our friends who were streaming before us help get them to that point. It was like, oh wow, okay, we got there fast because everybody was then helping us at that point.
Yeah, it was nice because I was building connections to help them over the course of a couple months. So then when I was like, hey, I'm doing this now, everybody had already had those connections, so it was very quick.
Oh yeah, that's definitely, and our actually it's a good example set of what our guest from last week had said. I have build that community. When you build that community, everything else it helps. It makes things go by easier.
Hey,
makes it go by better.
that
definitely
is
flies by.
My general sappy speech that I like to give at the various charities and organizations that I volunteer with is the importance of community and what community means to me. So it does kind of translate into that internet community as well.
That's right. Okay, we got 2 questions up on the deck here. I figured these ones are going to take us a few minutes here. From Bates Blogs, they would like to know the following 2 things. What is your favorite truffle? And what is your favorite truffle dish? Because we haven't talked enough about mushrooms.
See, it's not me. Everybody's bringing me back to it. I was happily talking about Doctor Who.
This is your villain origin story, Sean. They
Yes,
wouldn't let
yes.
me go.
They wouldn't let me leave, so I became the truffle man. My favorite kind of truffle is the summer black truffle, and my favorite truffle dish is the one that I only have once a year on my birthday, that I first had in New Orleans at Brennan's Restaurant, if anyone is familiar with the New Orleans area, and it is that soft scrambled duck egg with creme fraiche and truffle shaved on the top. It was
I actually think I went there. I was
Yeah?
visiting for a wedding, and there's a streaming couple that lived down there that we went to see, and I think that's where we went for breakfast.
Nice. Yeah, that's what we did that with. I will say, when I go on vacations, I always expect to have one night where we go to a bougie restaurant. I'm going to blow a bunch of money on a plate. I never expected it to be breakfast until that moment. I will usually blow through on the dinners. Like, we'll go to the nice restaurants for the dinners, but their breakfasts were expensive, but worth it. Worth every penny.
That
also
would be
wanna
correct. So
say,
the Fox
Sean,
and Bull.
That you say people keep asking, but you keep immediately having answers too.
I know what I like.
Like, no hesitation on that. I know what I like. Yeah. What are you getting about it? Huh? Nothing. That is fantastic.
Listen,
I had
there's a lot
something
of
like-
people. You have those friends where you go back and forth with the "What do you want for what do you want for
Mhm.
dinner?" I don't know. What do you want for
Oh.
dinner? I always know what I want for dinner. If I'm asking somebody else, it's just to give them the opportunity before we do what I want.
I feel
I am
like,
a single
I feel
child and a Leo, so
honestly, yeah, I feel like Tiff already knows all about this particular energy.
Nope.
Oh, look.
you guys are almost done with the puzzle.
I'm like, I'm not even grabbing pieces. Everybody's just flying around with pieces.
It's fine.
Like watching
It's fine.
organized chaos.
And, that's what we do these puzzles for. There it is.
Woo!
Nope. They're missing a puzzle piece.
Where'd it
There's
go?
two. I see one hole.
Yep.
I don't know who's got the piece, but the hole's there.
It means it's on the board somewhere, and somebody's found a clever way to hide the piece. And so you do this thing where you scan over the puzzle and you look for that piece that shouldn't be there.
Oh no!
People are evil. I love it.
I live for it. I think if you type /empty, it will pull from behind.
Actually, as long as nobody's running around with it in their hands, if you just hold on and wait long enough, the puzzle piece will actually just pulsate to let you know where it's at.
Interesting.
So it's a nice. There it goes. See.
Found it.
Close. Oh. Well done, everybody.
Woo!
There you go. A lovely, happy, tranquil scene over a water with some balloons.
I beat the
You
bard.
beat the bard. Well, so the bard got a score reset because the bard dipped out and back in, but it's fine.
Is that what the kids are calling it nowadays?
That is what they call me nowadays. Yes. It's a thing. It's a thing. Well, we are at that wrap up time though, so that turned out nice. Puzzle got wrapped up in time, and so we have a couple more questions for you before we let you guys get out of here. You guys have been an absolutely delightful guests.
This has been a lot of fun.
Fun.
This has been. I love the getting
Time
to know
flies
you streams.
when you're having fun. It really does. So A couple of decisions that you have to make. One is you get to, so we have a whole collection of people here, right? And so you get to pick where we send them off to go raid to when it comes that time. So you can be thinking about who you want to go say hi to on the other side of this. Make new friends, influence enemies.
That's a lot of power you're giving us.
I'm gonna let you choose, Sean. You're following way
my.
more people than I am.
That's not
I
right
see
now.
salty.
You got time. That's not right
Salty
now. You got
phone.
time.
Okay.
All right.
You still got a few more times. We have some other things we have to finish up too. So coming up, you still have a fair chunk of the rest of this year available to you guys. Is there any like big charity events, big just any kind of big event that is occurring on your channel that you want to raise awareness for, that you want people to know about, like any sort of big plans or ideas that you are comfortable talking about that you want to share to, you know, build up announcements and excitement for?
We're taking it easy this year with the charity stream because it is our first year. I do like the idea though for next year. I like the idea of running a charity stream sometime around my birthday. So there's a strong possibility in upcoming years of that. But I also know that our friend Nataku managed to get enough channel points with others to do the community chill-in stream, which is usually like a one-off stream where we'll play party games and interact with the chat. And hopefully it's a game that the chat can then interact with the party game, like Jackbox party games. So
right,
that I owe him that. That's going to come up sometime in the month of August.
I would suggest Gartic Phone as another one, a good one to play.
Guarded Phone?
Gartic, Gartic. Gartic Phone. Yeah, you can play it on your phone. You can play it on your computer. It has I think it's got a slightly bigger lobby than what Jackbox has, but it's completely free. And they have a series of games in there and whatnot. So it's absolutely a good time.
Nice.
Ooh. Swifty is also calling it out in the chat, so.
Nice. So we'll have to look that up after stream.
Oh, and now it has Twitch stream chat integration. Nice. Yes, Gartic Phone. It's a fun one to do. Another one that we do around here that isn't free, but we still do it because it's still fun. And we bring in whoever wants to play. Golf with your friends is also another fantastic one. That one's usually about $4 or $5. It's not too terribly. It's not like it's really, you know, break the bank expensive, but absolutely a good time. The community maps are freaking hysterical. You get some good ones, you get some bad ones. Danny, thank you for hanging out. Go to bed. We'll see you next time. You've been fantastic. But yeah, we have a lot of fun with golf around here. So you'll see calls go out for golf all the time. Like we play that in our spare time. We'll just get together on an afternoon like golf, and then, you know, make inappropriate jokes about balls and holes and everything else while.
Not a game of golf if you're not talking about balls and holes.
Right.
I'm actually kind of excited, Tiff. I don't know if I told you, but I had heard about Chained Together, the game where we have to work together, and I feel like the whole thing is it ruins relationships. And I'm like, oh, that sounds like a fun game to play with Tiff.
Excellent time.
Wow.
Do it.
Yeah.
Take
Sounds
pictures.
amazing. What? Golf with your friends, that is, yeah. Yeah, it goes, yeah, Golf with your friend goes on sales an awful lot. You can generally find it for like $5.
Okay.
And if not, just wait a week or so, it'll drop. Like almost always goes on sale. But also another validly free one. But yeah, Gartic, last time I played Gartic Phone, Ali Soros was doing a community stream of Gartic Phone, and so they had it open to chat to come pop in there. And Zodicus, Rutherford, and myself were sitting on a Discord call, and we decided that we were going to join in on the Gartic Phone on the game. But we jumped in there, and the three of us, we worked together to sabotage them. So we told each other what the answers were. So we were getting high scores.
Oh no!
And then we all, we collaborated to figure out what it was that they were drawing. And then every time we had to draw something, we drew the wrong thing. We're like, okay, so the answer is horseshoe. And then we draw something other than a horseshoe.
So golf with your friends is on sale right now for about $5.
Nice.
See? Yeah. It's a fan favorite around here. We do that period. It is just pure chaos. And you get in there, you can have up to like 12 players, but you get in there, you turn collision mode on, you turn jumping off so people can't escape, and then you just play ping pong with each other as you're trying to get to the hole, and it just becomes this like demolition derby of destroying each other's scores.
Nice.
You're going for that hole? I think not. Bink! I just knocked you off the course. Get reset. That wasn't being pushy. No, it's fine. It's fine. Okay, and your last question of the evening. Oh, this is perfect. Lines up well. So you're just getting started, and you guys actually are just getting started good, but you have learned some things in your time. If there was something that you have picked up now that you wish you had known when you turned on the stream for the first time, or a piece of advice you could give an upcoming streamer, somebody who's looking to, push the button themselves and go live and try out their luck at being a streamer, what is a piece of advice that the two of you would offer up?
Ooh, good question.
I think I fall back to the Miss Frizzle logic, which is get messy, make mistakes, dive in. I definitely have friends who want to stream, but they don't think they're set up to stream yet, and they're like, well, I want it to be perfect. And I think the biggest thing is don't wait for things to be perfect. Start it out, see how it is, push the button. It's going to be a mess. It's a mess for everybody. Everybody knows that your first stream is a mess. Just do it and then fix from there. Make it happen. Because if you wait too long eventually becomes forever, and you never do it. So
right, and you don't know what you're going to want. You're like, I don't think anybody starts out their stream knowing exactly what they want their theme to be, what they want their look to be, their feel to be. I think that's something you kind of evolve as you go along.
Right. I mean,
yes.
Like Tiff said earlier, I was originally going to wait for somebody to make graphics for us. And then Tiff was like, why are we waiting? And I was like, all right, fine. I'll hand draw things and I'll throw that up there. And then that kind of became the brand for the channel, was everything on the channel is hand drawn by me.
Except for your icon picture, which I'm still not happy about.
Oh, yeah, no, thanks for that. In your intro, and here you've got my logo, my profile pic, and I am never going to hear the end of Tiffany now because she's been trying to get me to change it to be on brand with stream, and I just haven't done it yet. I've been avoiding it, and she's been nagging me, so that's going to get worse.
Right, and so now we've done put that front and center. It is large and it is right there in your face.
If you guys follow the channel, you'll know when I lose that battle because you'll see the icon will have changed.
It's a game of inches, and I'm slowly winning.
It's a millimeter thing, right? Dare I even ask what the picture is a clip from?
Actually, it was a photo of me at a work party, and so I have 3 profile pics that I alternate based on personal stuff, the fun stuff, and the work stuff. And so this one is the fun stuff profile pic.
So wait. This is a picture from works. This is a mandatory fun picture.
Yes. We were a weird bunch at my last job. This is actually at a bar. We had a mandatory work meeting at a bar.
Yeah, I worked.
Wait, was this the hospital?
Yeah.
Gotta change this, Sean.
I know exactly which bar I'm in too. I'll tell you after stream.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I worked a job that our offices were literally right next door to two different bars, and lunch breaks would involve going to the bars, and there would be afternoon meetings at the bars. Yeah. I'm fully aware of the mandatory fun at the bar.
Yep.
But it doesn't change the fact that it's still mandatory fun.
And that's true. Beatings will continue until morale improves.
That's right. That is exactly how that. I'm sorry. Speaking of beatings, I still chuckle every day. There's a meme where I don't know if you've seen these. It's a YouTube short or whatnot, but they've had this whole Wizard War meme series up there, and one of those is a wizard and a barbarian. They're standing in front of the door, and the door's got two guards up front, and it's the stereotypical, one of us lies, the other one tells the truth. And so the barbarian walks up, kills one of them, grabs the guy, points at the dead guy, and goes, "Is he dead?" The guy goes, "No." He goes, "This one lies."
I've seen that, yeah.
So because it's going to be super easy to draw my head, I'm bald, so it's just going to be a Charlie Brown circle.
What I think you should probably do is you should get Imaginary Tiff to draw the picture.
We want new viewers. We don't want to scare them away.
But see, think about it, right? Because then when people are like, "Wow, your profile pic, it's extra special," be like, "I know, my imaginary friend Tiff drew it for me. Aren't you proud of that?"
It's always great when strangers on the internet call your stuff extra special. That's just extra special. Thanks. My friend made that.
I don't feel bad. People call my stuff extra special all the time. So I just figured it's a good thing. Yeah, I'm glad you like it. There you go. Just roll on with it. It's fine. It's all good. It works out fine. This has been absolutely delightful. I enjoyed our first run in where we snagged off your. You two came and played with Squirrel and myself. We did some Saga mode.
Yes.
Then on a Saturday.
That was a lot of fun.
Ran around
in nature.
Special. See what I mean? That's perfectly fine. This is what I get all the time. This coming from the squirrel that came back to zombie deers around her chair. We had season 1 didn't work. We surrounded her in yelling, screaming zombie deer heads. It's a clip on our channel, so you can go find it. It's
I shall.
Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Her reaction to it was just so great.
Deer doesn't work right now.
No, Firebot's being extra special. It's barely responding to much of anything at this point. So, yeah, I believe there's 2 clips. I think there's actually 3 clips to the entire saga, because I think there's a clip where she's talking to us and we're like, "What happened to you? Who did that to you?" we're trying to play it off.
It's just me narrating marbles.
Yes, it's the setup one, because she's telling her chat that something's going on. She can hear building around her because she's in the game. She can hear it, but she's tabbed out into another window.
Mm-hmm.
She was like, "That's right. You were theorizing what you were in for. Little did you know." Should have never guessed that one in a million years. We play a lot of pranks around here, so hang around with us long enough, and you too will be either targeted or involved in one of those said pranks.
Pranks are great. I love pranks.
Yeah. I filled my co-worker's office with 400 rubber ducks on her last birthday.
Nice. Yeah, we saran wrapped one of our coworkers last time they went out of office.
I did the air horn under the chair prank to my boss's boss, and then filmed it.
Nice. This has been absolutely delightful. All right, so have you decided on where you wanted to go raid out to?
I see Salty is currently on. Salty Snacks.
You have an ongoing prank.
With your boss.
My boss as well.
Good luck.
Nice. My boss almost got arrested because she thought I was pranking her and I wasn't.
Oh, Fran.
Oh, Fran.
Oh, friends. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. All right, so you want to go right over to Salty Snacks, huh? Okay.
Yeah.
Darling, delightful, lovely little thing from the Regime team. We all are very well acquainted with the Salty Snacks, but that's all right. We'll go over there. She'll know exactly what this raid's coming from and what is going on. So there you go. That works out well. So we'll tell her all about you. Again, that's before you guys sneak out. I don't know if this thing's well, I know this one won't work. Shout out. So there is the standard Twitch shout out for all of you that are here. So if that little heart isn't lit up there and you are not following these two fantastic streamers, these fantastic individuals, you're missing out. Like seriously missing out. Sadly missing out. You could be learning all about the deep truffle lore. And we'll find out exactly how.
This is gonna need to be a thing.
Might as well be.
Yeah, I was gonna say if it wasn't, now it is. Right. So
we're going to see if this will behave itself. But I am not holding my promises on this one. I'm not hedging my bets at this one. Oh, did it? Looks like you did.
I don't see anything. Oh, there it is.
Yeah, it did.
Okay, we're playing Pokemon.
I got that.
I'm running.
Uh-huh.
Oh, my clips are always super long because I have to push the button and then I don't edit them. I wonder if this is the one. Is this the one where the... Yeah. Okay. My little dog is chasing a donkey. And I just thought it was hilarious. And then the donkey just face stomps my dog and he comes back to me. I thought it was hilarious, this tiny little dog chasing a donkey and then getting face stomped by it.
Ah, that's fantastic. Like, go get him, dog. Rah, 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 rah. Thump. Yay.
My coworker has a story about that, because she's from the city. She's not used to, like, the wilderness out here. Right. And she tells about this deer, how her husband was out washing the car with the dog, and a deer showed up. And the deer starts chasing her husband, and the dog's chasing the deer. And so she's like, so the deer's out there, and it's doing its thing, and the dog's going, hey you, what you doing? And you go, and you know what that bitch said? That bitch said, right at the dog. And then everybody's chasing everybody around the car. So she was quite the animated character about that.
Oh, that's fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Oh, don't tell me you're doing the thing again.
Uh-oh.
I know what the problem is. The problem is my computer reset because Windows decided it needed to update. Oh, look. Never mind.
Windows
it's fixed.
Best.
Windows doesn't know best. Windows doesn't know squat.
I
keep delaying mine too. But, Windows 11 doesn't let
Is
you
Xander
delay
asleep
for
on it?
inevitable.
Mhm. I just see a little tail in the window.
Oh no.
All right. Well, I'm going to deafen, and then we'll go to close out. We'll send these lovely folks on to go see Salty Snacks. I would like to say thank you too for stopping by, spending this time with us. This has been absolutely delightful. We've had such a lovely time. I hope you guys have enjoyed yourself just as much as we have.
We did. Thank you for having us. Thank
Yes,
you, everybody,
it was
for tuning in.
lots of fun.
Thank you for all the people who have already followed us. Thank you.
Right? There you go. It's always a good time.
Mhm.
All right. Take care. And again, thank you very much. This has been absolutely delightful.
Bye.
Please.
And there's the end screen. This has been another Talk Tuesday in the books. This has been another fantastic time. You guys have been yet again another fantastic group of people, and we've had yet another fantastic streaming guest on tonight's show. I am tired. I have been laughing an awful lot, but we do that an awful lot here on Talk Tuesday. I hope you guys have been having an absolutely fantastic time. Don't forget, Sean Deveron and his imaginary friend Tiff, you can go find them here on twitch.tv. Go check them out. Go drop a follow. Go scream and shout. Go have a good time with them. They are fantastic. They are lovely. They are a good pair, a couple of fun individuals, and I would absolutely highly recommend them. Thank you all for coming out. Thank you to our subs and resubs, Spirit and Zoda, you fantastic people. Raiders coming in with Hermea's Rose and her fantastic community. Thank you as well. I hope you all have had an absolute bonzer of a time, because I have. Now, if you think we're done, no, we are not done. Coming up, we have Friday, we'll be doing more of our Elden Ring co-op stuff. There is Tales of the Time March on Thursday. If you guys have been following along with that group, they're doing more of their stuff on Thursday. That's going to be fun. And then, Saturday will be more Storied Saturdays. And then Sunday, BG3, I think we'll try to get them back into there. Try to get back into there this week. I think our missing members should be back at that point. And then next week is, again, we're back here once more for another Talk Tuesday. And, we have got another fantastic streamer lined up for you. Next week, it is X Skywalker 101, otherwise known as Gem. So we'll look forward to seeing you all again here next week for Talk Tuesday. And until then, let's go say hi to A1 Salty Snacks, because that is where we were chosen to go raid out to. So for all you lovely subscribers, the first one is for you. Oh God, not that one. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. The first message for all you lovely subscribers, the second message for all you lovely followers, whichever one you can use, grab it, copy it, get ready to spam it. We're going to go say hi to Salty Snacks. This is going to be a good time. I can't. You guys have been fantastic, and until next time, continue to be the fantastic, fabulous, and amazing people that I already know you are. And until next time, bye for now.